Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Sisyphus experience. And today we will be talking about Lord of the Rings and the characters within. And I have a special guest with me to go over it.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Hey, Austin.
Hello. I have successfully usurped the co-host once more.
Every stream.
I try.
Technically, I don't have an official co-host, so you might as well be the official co-host.
Yeah, there was that one that I slept through though.
Hey, Noble. How are you doing, buddy?
What up, bruh? Welcome to the show.
I asked Noble
Bye.
earlier if he knew anything about Lord of the Rings, if he would want to join us. And he said that he's only watched the first two movies and hasn't watched Return of the King yet.
Oh my god, for real? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I can't fault him for it.
What? How could no? It's one long movie. It's not separate movies. It's a 12-hour movie.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can't just stop. I mean, he did better than what is it, JXE, who's only ever seen Fellowship, and was like, "Yeah, that was
I
nice.
didn't
I'm
even know
done."
that.
Yeah, JXE only watched Fellowship of the Ring, and then whenever he was asked on EFAP, he was like, "No, it seemed really good. It was really cool movie. I'll get around to it."
It hasn't
Like,
gotten around to it.
yeah, in years. It's been like 2 years. He still hasn't gotten around to it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't understand how you could stop at any part of that unless you just didn't like it. Like if you watch the first one, you're like, honestly, it's just not for me. I could see that, but to say, oh yeah, it was really good, I never finished. Like that's where I'm like, how? Each movie ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, because they're at the end of each section of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Because
it's not over.
One big book.
Yeah, it's not over until you get to the end.
But
so, honestly, this probably be a bad stream then, because there's probably going to be spoilers, I assume.
Sort of, and not really.
I mean, when we get to trivia, there will be.
There will be spoilers, yes.
Yeah,
With trivia.
I assume. I have no idea. I haven't heard any of the questions or categories.
Nor have I.
Okay, good. We're both going in blind.
Yeah, I told Jam that he should not let us know any of the questions. If he wants to give us a question that's not even on the trivia, just to gauge how his questions are, that's fine. As long as it's not correlated to the trivia itself.
Yeah, that makes sense. But no, he and I haven't really gone over it, but I'm assuming if we're doing trivia on Lord of the Rings, then it's going to be spoiler, somewhat. I don't know how much though, which I'm not looking forward to, but I am at the same time. I know that I'm going to get a lot of stuff wrong because holy crap, do I not know as much as I should about Lord of the Rings, which is one of my all-time favorites. It's basically Star Wars and Lord of the Rings are like the two franchises that I adore. And it used to be Halo as well, but all the new Halo stuff's terrible, and all the new Star Wars stuff is terrible too. And it looks like all the new Lord of the Rings stuff's going to be really bad also. So hey, there you go. Everything I loved is being killed. That's fun.
Oh, you're definitely going to hate this.
You remember Terminator?
Proton's here as well. Welcome, Proton.
Hey, get on here. Get that mic fixed.
He threw away his mic.
Oh my goodness. Get a new one.
He's getting one.
Get a P.O. box. I'll send you one. I'll send you a microphone, dang it.
It's just going to become a meme now that you ask him to come on, and he's not going to show up.
I'm just saying, if he gives me a P.O. box, I'll send him a microphone. I don't want him to give me his actual address. I feel like that'd be weird.
But what were you saying about Terminator?
Well, you remember Terminator, right?
I remember T1 and T2, yes.
Yeah. Wasn't that great?
It was.
And then
such good movies, and then nothing else was made.
Right. And I wish more franchises would do that. That they would be like, yep, we hit our peak, we're done. But no.
Terminator was perfect for that. It was like T2 is the end, we're done.
Yeah, it made perfect sense. It was a really good conclusion to the story. Same with Alien and Aliens. I actually think Aliens could be arguably better than Alien. And I think the same thing with T2, which are both, isn't that crazy? So Terminator 1 and 2 are the same director, and then he also directed Aliens. And like those three movies were was that
Ridley
wasn't James
Scott.
Cameron? No. Ridley Scott made Alien 1.
Peter Jackson, I think.
No, what? No, I think
Was it James Cameron?
I think it was James Cameron, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's James Cameron.
Okay, thank you. You're much faster at looking things up than me. Yeah, James Cameron made Terminator 1 and 2, and he made Aliens. And I think that he is really good at sequels, which is crazy, because normally that's the hardest thing to do is make a sequel. Because you just fall into those same, like, oh, let's just do what we did before. And as much as that happens in those movies, they do it in a unique way. But then, you run the risk of like what are some good examples? Those non-existent Terminator movies where they're literally the same thing over and over. Maybe the Star Wars sequels where they're really trying real hard to do the same thing over and over.
And just treading on old ground that's already been made.
Instead of making something new. And yeah, like The Lord of the Rings is such a great sequel to The Hobbit because it takes some pre-built stuff and then says, now we're just going to run with it. It doesn't just tell The Hobbit again. Although it is really interesting because I'm in the middle of rereading it. There is at least in Fellowship of the Ring, I don't know how long it's going to last, but at least in Fellowship of the Ring, there's actually a lot of stuff that mirrors Bilbo's journey, which is really fun to see the mirror. But it's always different though. It's not literally like, oh, remember how Bilbo did that thing? Look, Frodo on his adventure did it too. It's always done in a way where it's like Frodo has been long expecting going on an adventure like Bilbo because he's heard the stories his whole life and he wants to go on an adventure. And then he goes on an adventure and he knows all these stories and then he encounters similar situations. And instead of having positive outcomes, they're always the worst possible outcome it could be. It's like, you did survive, but you're scarred for life now. Where Bilbo made out okay. And like, so it's really interesting to see the inverse of like, hey, yeah, Bilbo's adventure was like really fun. He had a great time. There were some scary moments, but at the end of it, it was cool. And then Frodo's journey is like, by the end of it, he's like, PTSD. I'm never going to be able to be a normal person again. My life is ruined, but I guess I saved the world.
I guess. Also,
more delayed it.
Proton. Orson Scott Card didn't do Terminator.
What? Terminator 1's James Cameron.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, James Cameron made both 1 and 2.
And then I think Orson Scott Card did a novelization called The Abyss, which I think ties into Terminator.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nope. It was its own thing.
Yeah, it stopped raining. Yeah, I've heard of The Abyss, but I didn't think it had anything to do with Terminator. But maybe I'm just thinking of the movie The Abyss, and there's a book The Abyss that's completely different.
So he did a novelization of the first film.
Oh, okay.
And he wrote backstories for Bud, Lindsay, and Kofi. Which Cameron did Abyss, and Orson Scott Card did a novelization of it. But he did
learn something new every day.
I don't think he did Terminator.
No, Terminator's James Cameron. He made both.
But I know there's T2 Infiltration, which is written by S.M. Sterling, which follows after Judgment Day.
Interesting.
Where Sarah and John fled to Paraguay.
Okay. What after T2? Why would they need to? Okay, wait. Are they just running from the government at that point?
Yeah.
because they're criminals technically. To save the world, they became criminals. I mean, almost terrorists in a way. They're not. It's
So-
not technically terrorism, but
So the book is about how Cyberdyne is still around and is still trying to create Skynet, and they run into Dieter, who is the model of the T-100,
Okay.
and they go about trying to take down Cyberdyne.
with the essentially a human T-100.
With the model of the T-100, not the actual T-100.
Yeah, the human T-100.
Yeah. The human T-100.
Okay, all right. I was wondering how long we were gonna sit in silence.
Sorry, my brain was racking. Why?
Yeah,
But-
all right, that's interesting.
Where's Jam?
I don't know. Give him like 15 minutes to an hour. He'll be here.
I hope so.
Yeah, we should.
Do you want to start the video?
I mean, we can. It's your call. I think we should go back to read that article.
Oh my god, I don't want to read that article.
That's my suggestion.
Can we not? And say we did and wait till the weekend? Please.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, it's your call.
I
know.
just don't want to read that. I don't want to read that article right
It's
now.
really bad.
I've
It's
had a
really
very
bad.
long day, and I don't want to read that.
I'll wait till we get back on the topic. But after that stream, I thought about a lot of other stuff in the last few days to be like, wait a second. And so I'm not going to go into it. I'll get into it whenever we go back to that. Because there's a lot. That dude's like really wrong about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and he calls himself a biblicist and can.
He might be.
Well, he combines the Old and the New Testament, where the New Testament is just a reformation of the Old.
Yeah. Most people do that though. Most people do that. That's really, really normal. I just think that it shouldn't be done, and maybe I'm just an outlier. Because there is lessons to still be learned from the Old Testament, but the New Testament, like you're saying, is like literally a like, hey, here's version 2. Like we realized where we went wrong, and we're gonna fix it. To put it simply. But the crap, what was I just thinking about? Being like a biblical scholar or a biblicist or whatever, like that might be the case. He might actually be one. Because I was offered to be a pastor. All I had to do was spend $50, and I could be certified as a pastor. Then you just have to renew your license every year.
It's weird that you had to have a license to be a pastor.
Yeah, it's official certification. No qualifier needed. Just spend the money and you are. Actually, a buddy of mine had his best friend officiate his wedding, and his best friend's an atheist. And so in order to make it official, though, he would have to be a pastor or something of that nature, right? To be the officiator. So he literally just went online and bought a certificate so that he could officiate the wedding.
Huh.
It was great. Yeah, it was great. It was a really good wedding.
Proton, were you here with the Jordan Peterson video? I can't remember.
Jordan Peterson video.
Yeah, somebody had a very bad take about Jordan Peterson.
Is that the one you did with Glitch?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could have been there. I totally slept through that whole thing.
By the way, I got a copyright claim, and now my video for that stream is not viewable in not viewable in all of England.
It's what? It was copyright?
There was a video that we watched prior to the Jordan Peterson one.
Oh, okay.
That had a game show from Britain. Not really a game show, more in quotes game show, where they choose a random person and they have the audience choose what happens to him, and because of anonymity and just going with the crowd and getting riled up to do evil things to him, the crowd always picked the most evil thing to do to him, and that section of the video got freaking claimed. So I gotta go in. I got to edit that one little section out because it won't let me do it on YouTube, where it usually does if there's a copyright claim. I gotta edit it out and re-upload it. But I'm gonna leave it up for now until I get the edit done. So, yay, copyright claim, even though it's fair use.
You want to watch a comedy video before we start then? That I
Yeah.
don't think's copywritten?
Who's it from?
Ryan Long.
Oh yeah, those are fine.
All right, cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, let's see this one.
Just waiting on the link.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had to pull it up. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yes, Proton, there definitely does need to be a revamp of fair use and copyright.
Yeah, we did it with the Digital Millennial Copyright Act. That is the revamp. You want another one?
I want
Is
a
that
better
what you're
one.
saying?
I want
Oh
a better
no,
revamp.
we can't. No, we can't do that. Do you realize how much it would cost us just in paperwork alone? We don't have the budget.
What do you mean we don't have the budget? We have an expendable. We have an inexhaustible budget because the freaking government says we do.
Yeah. Sure. Are we going to get into economics right now? Because
No.
I am against MMT. Sorry, Adam.
When I spent 12 years busting my ass trying to get this job at the NSA, I didn't realize that 90% of my days was just going to be watching dudes jerk off. Oh, you look like you're in pain. You don't have any tissue left. Probably didn't notice that. I'm basically just a professional voyeur.
So I call this our barely legal dudes folder.
Barely legal?
Because we're barely allowed to do this much surveillance on him because he's so old.
Thought it was going to be James.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, being in the intelligence field, I know where they're coming from, and Patriot Act made way for this, but there is just so much that is going on with how people can just view you
Mm-hmm.
through your webcam, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't have one. And even
Oh,
on my
that's smart.
phone, I normally have it covered. I usually have my cameras covered on my phone because they can still get your cell phone, just so you know.
Yeah. That's true.
And also they can easily spoof your number, and people just do that randomly throughout their freaking day to day because they're assholes. But yeah, make sure all your cameras are covered.
Yep,
No matter
even
where
when
they are located, as long as they're connected to the internet, have them covered.
Yeah, even if your device is turned off, the GPS unit still works.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
like,
you can't
that's-
remove your battery anymore, so they will always know where you are.
Yep. What a great invention. A cell phone that you can't take the battery out of. But technically that didn't even matter because well, I mean, if we're going to get into crazy like science fiction type technology that really does work, right? You know how you can set your phone on a wireless charger?
Yep.
So technically wireless electricity can be sent to power just enough of your phone so that a GPS would always be on, even if you did take the battery out.
Well, the old phones, they wouldn't be able to do that. Like
Right,
the
yeah,
old
it's
brick
the new-
phones.
Yeah. No, that's why people buy them as burners.
Yeah.
But we're getting into stuff people consider conspiracy.
It's not conspiracy. The government's admitting to it.
Yeah, I know, but people don't believe it, even when you show them.
You
Like,
mean
even
like
if
the
you're like, "No,
article
look
that
right
came
here."
out? You mean like the article that came out where the Pentagon was like, yeah, so there's these alien crafts that we don't know where they're from, but we know they're not ours, and we know they're not man-made. But here's all the information we got.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical of that. That whole thing. I feel like that I would need to see more of it, but everything I've seen so far, I'm like, okay, wait, you're admitting to there being aliens and that we have nothing to do about it? Like, what are you either trying to hide from the public, or what amount of money are you trying to get spent? I don't know. It comes across as something that, like, because for so long the whole theory of like the government's covering up aliens was because they didn't want to have mass panic. So now why is it that they're okay with mass panic if this is true?
That is a good point to make.
So I'm really skeptical over all the stuff that they've been releasing. I've looked at a lot of it, but not all of it, and I don't buy it. I've also never actually believed in aliens. I've always believed that anything people thought was aliens was actually most likely either our government or another government's technology that is not released to the public.
But you're saying that in all this great expanse that is the universe, there is no extraterrestrial life?
Probably not. Statistically speaking, yeah, definitely. There has to be, right? Statistically speaking. But like,
yes.
Yeah, but like, nah, me personally, probably not. If there was, then I don't think they would have made it to us yet.
Why do you say that?
Because, like, why would they even want to? We're literally nothing. I like the way Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy puts it, is that we're like in this Western we're backwaters in the sticks, not even a tourist attraction, that aliens are off. If they're around, they're off doing their own thing. And there's a big universe out there for them to be in. We're nobodies to them. Why would they even bother?
I mean, I get it.
The only reason they even come to visit us is to make a highway.
Okay, Hitchhiker's Guide.
They blow us up. We have interaction with aliens for 2 minutes, and the first thing they do is blow up the whole planet for an interstellar highway.
Vaughn and said, I'm just watching a guy named James jerk off.
Jerks off a lot.
Anything else? Did you get a chance to look into my transfer request just because I
No,
don't
but did
want
you get a chance to look into this guy's cameras? He's alone in the hotel for the next half an hour, and he's got a belt around his neck. So great.
Dude looks like freaking Freddy Krueger.
That picture, yeah, you're right. that was a really ugly man.
Proton corrected you. A hyperspace bypass.
Bypass, yes. Right, bypasses. Because why do we even need bypasses? Well, because you got to build bypasses, duh. And I've always wondered, what is the point of a bypass? What? So people from point A can get to point B really quickly, and people from point B can get to point A really quickly, and then people at point C, which is somewhere between point A and B, always wonder what's so great about point A and B that people are busying about to get to one or the other. Why can't everyone just stay where they are and enjoy it?
Well, the bypasses here are the ones that go away from the interstate. So they run alongside the interstate, but the bypass is so that way you can just ignore the interstate itself. Because sometimes it gets backed up.
That just went way over your head, didn't it? That was like almost an exact quote from the Hitchhiker's book.
They can't stay put because someone will come along and make a hyperspace bypass.
Fair enough. Fair enough. One thing that also, because I reread the book and then I watched the movie again, which I think both are great. And I want to listen to the radio play because the radio play was first. One thing that I really do wish was included in the movie that they left out of the book was that literally like 3 minutes after the Earth is blown up, a call comes in or an invoice comes into the Vorgon constructor fleet that a new technology was created, a new type of hyperspace, which is the improbability drive. And with the creation of it, they actually, the galactic government ceased all interstellar bypass development because they no longer needed to make bypasses with their new hyperspace travel device. And that happens like 2 or 3 minutes after the Earth's blown up.
Huh.
So it's like, oh, we didn't even need to do that.
Proton says that the radio play is the best by far.
I definitely, that's the next thing I'm gonna do. Because I finished Hitchhiker's Guide and I started Restaurant on the Other Side of the Universe, which it seems like some of that was also taken, but I could be wrong, and put in the movie, just like little bits and pieces of knowledge. Not necessarily any of the acts, as far as I can tell yet. But yeah, I'm gonna go listen to the radio play. Because I know the radio play was first, then the book, and then I think they even made, because there's also Life, the Universe, and Everything, and
End of the universe.
the Restaurant at the End of the Universe. That's right. But apparently, there's like 3 or 4 books that he made off of that radio play. But yeah, I can't wait to finish all that because I liked the movie. Was the first thing I saw back whenever it was in theaters. And I'm just now finally getting around to reading it, and I love it. It's way better. But the movie's still good. The movie's still good.
I need to read The Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, dude, you should. It's good. It's only like a 4-hour read. It's not that long. It's a pretty short. It's got 20-something chapters, but it's not really that long. It's like 24 chapters or something.
Double space, 25-point font.
yeah, exactly. It just seems big, but no, it's actually not. It's not that big. It's a pretty light read, and it's really funny. Almost every sentence is a joke, and it's great. It's glorious.
Then there's the Holistic Detective Agency and Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul.
Is that all by the same guy? Is that what you're talking about?
Dirk Gently?
No, it's something like Alan something, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hold on.
That's who. That's a fictional character. That's in the Holistic Detective Agency.
Okay. Dirk Gently, the Holistic Detective Agency. I'm not sure what you're talking about, to be honest. Is this Hitchhiker related, or is this something else entirely?
Let's see. It seems like a. It's a completely different.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's 3 books to it. The third one is unfinished. Or no, it's a continuation technically.
Oh, but by a different author.
It's
Hey, if it's good, it's good.
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul, and then The Salmon of Doubt, Hitchhiking the Galaxy One Last Time.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll get into that. I think before I finish these next couple books, I'm gonna listen to the radio play and then go back and finish the rest of them.
There's also a TV adaptation called Dirk Gently back in 2010.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Okay, I got a lot to catch up with the Hitchhiker's universe. Because I decided to get back into it. I don't know why, but it kind of just, because like I said, I watched the movie in theaters a long time ago, and something like last week or whatever triggered me to be like, hey, wait, I want to know more about this. And so I started reading the books. I mean, I say read, to listen to audiobooks.
The Hitchhiker's Guide was created by Douglas Adams.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Douglas Adams. That sounds
who
right.
created the other 3 books that I mentioned and that Proton had brought up.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Wait, I thought you said that the dude who wrote the last ones was a different name.
No.
It's a fictional character in the universe wrote them, quote unquote.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's all Douglas Adams, but then there's also 3 books that it's like, yeah, this is written by this character. How Tolkien said Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit was written by Bilbo, and Lord of the Rings was written by Frodo, Bilbo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Aragon, and a dude.
apparently,
It's written by like 8 people.
apparently, in 2022, Hulu is releasing a new TV series for Hitchhiker's Guide.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Set to premiere in 2021, the production was slated to begin in summer of 2020 and air on Fox International markets. The series has reportedly been renewed for a second season, even though it hasn't aired yet.
Oh,
And
cool. Yeah, I mean, it must be great.
the
It must be the best
series
thing
will
ever.
now air in 2022.
Okay. I mean, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. But yeah, I can see why Proton would think that the audio, or not the radio play is the best one, because that is the original. Like, the audio play is where it started. It all started. So I can only imagine that would also be the funniest one. So yeah, I look forward to hearing that. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to that.
Yeah, I want to read the radio or listen to the radio play and then read the books because it feels like the most natural progression.
I just noticed on this dude's blackboard, whiteboard, whatever it's called,
Yeah,
dudes to watch, and at the bottom is Violent J from
Is it?
Insane Clown Posse.
gotta say, wasn't he from a band?
Yeah, he's ICP. Yeah, that's funny. Like, I've listened to Ryan Long's podcast, and apparently he's a really big fan of the song. Well, I'm not going to say the name of the song. It's F the World, but it's explicit.
Yeah.
Apparently Ryan's a big fan of that song. He knows a lot of the lyrics.
So, with Hitchhikers, there's the 5 books, and then there was a newly published one back in 1997 that
That is
has
pretty new. That's pretty
that
new.
has a short story called "Mostly Harmless" in it.
Ah, yes. Yep. That makes sense. Mostly that's about Earth.
It's called "The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide." That was published in
'cause-
1997, which is an omnibus version that is 832
Oh.
pages.
So it's all of them put together. Oh, that's great. And then with a new short story. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Because you have Hitchhiker's Guide, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything. So Long, and Thanks for All the Fish. Mostly Harmless,
I
which is
didn't
the
even-
short story.
I didn't even know that was the title of a book. That's great.
And then you have Young Zafad Plays It Safe.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check those out. Like I said, I've only finished Hitchhikers, and I started the diner one, but I'm not very far into it at all.
Didn't they do a amalgamation of all of them for the movie?
That's what I think, but I can't say for sure until I finish reading them.
Proton would
'cause-
know.
Yeah, Proton probably would know. Yeah, Proton, you should let us know. But from my understanding, from the little bit of knowledge I do have, after finishing Hitchhiker's Guide and then watching the Hitchhiker's movie, there's definitely some stuff that was not in the book. And then I started the second book, and it seemed like maybe a little bit of that was where they got it from. So it could be that
Proton
they-
says that it's a they included from every single piece
that makes
of
a lot of sense.
Hitchhiker's
Okay.
Guide.
Yeah, because there was a few scenes that I was like, this doesn't make any sense in the what I know of the book after finishing it and then watching the movie. I'm like, where did this even come from? But yeah, okay, so it's stuff that comes later. They decided to throw in, which I think it's fine. The movie's okay. It's fine. It holds on its own.
Yeah.
It's a good adaptation for someone who's never read
Plus
it.
you have Alan Rickman.
Yeah, that's true. The funniest thing though is I think the biggest thing that came about me actually deciding to read it was when I was thinking about the movie. I remembered when I went and saw it, and my dad brought one of his friends who had actually read all the books, and his friend said, "Oh yeah, the books were a lot better. They got a lot of stuff wrong." And then I just finished, and I was like, I just now was like, wait, I wonder how much they did get wrong. And then I read it, and I'm like, this is almost spot on. Like, there's only like 2 or 3 scenes that are wrong, and then there's a few like things put out of order, and then there's some dialogue removed or added. Like, so there is stuff that's not the same. But I was like, this almost follows beat for beat, like almost perfectly. I don't see what he was talking about, but maybe once I finish the whole thing, I will. But I don't know.
I do not know where Jam is, so we're just gonna start real quick. and
Wait,
if
we
he
didn't
talk-
even finish that video.
I know.
It's about
4 minutes long.
NSA guy having to watch guys beat off.
Work you're doing. You're a true patriot. What Don doesn't realize is I actually gave him this job at the NSA as a prank. When we were in college, Don put shaving cream on my hand while I was sleeping, and I've dedicated my entire life to paying that back. Explain to me in detail what you saw.
The 20th time I saw a guy jerking off.
Now, I think we might have a real terrorist on our hands.
Really?
This is what he looks like. We're gonna need 24/7 surveillance, and his palms are hairy.
The only thing this guy's been terrorizing is his own meat.
Did you think you were getting molested at the airport for your safety? Those TSA agents are also being pranked by their superiors. This one here is for anal week.
What? Come
Because we want you to pay very close attention to this guy.
Yeah, it's good. Isn't this great? It's
we
definitely
need
not
to pay
his.
attention to this guy.
Yeah, it's not.
This
This
guy.
is not his strong. Yeah, this guy. It's not his strongest video, but it's also. It's good. It's really good. Like, yeah, the NSA literally hires people just to prank them to watch people beating off. Like, it's great.
You know you're getting
And
into
it's, like,
whenever
so
you join
obvious.
the NSA.
Yeah, it's so obvious that this is, like this guy's just being set up because everybody he keeps showing him pictures of. It's like, what on earth is suspicious about them? Why do we need to keep an eye on them? It's like, yeah, joke's on you. I'm just gonna make watch men masturbate 8
And
hours
then
a
you have
day.
that one. Then you would have that one where it's an actual suspicious person, and your boss doesn't believe you because he's like, "Yeah, no, this dude's just been jerking off." Like,
Yeah, no, it was a joke. It was a prank, bro. What are you talking about? It's like, no, I saw, whatever thing that's like actually is like, oh yeah, whatever. I gave you all these cases so you'd watch guys jerk off.
He's been whacking off in his food.
You know how people say that if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about? Then what did I do wrong? Are you?
Literally anytime anything happens, I get unfiltered access to make him watch whatever I want. Now this makes
hold on. That one kind of looks like Donut Operator. A little bit. Do you know who Donut Operator is?
By name alone. He was a police officer. That's all I know.
Yep. Hey, look who's finally here.
I'm ready. 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 I'm ready.
Go SpongeBob!
What up, hoes?
Hey, what's up,
And
bro?
Dudettes and dudes, whatever. How you guys doing?
And
Doing
audience
good.
members who are all lovely people, and we will
Yeah,
not.
that's why I said dudes and dudettes.
So, Proton, Donut Operator is an ex-cop, ex-military. He was in the Navy working alongside Special Forces. But he does YouTube now, and he does police breakdown videos.
That
And
might be interesting to watch.
he also, on his Twitch stream, and he mirrored him on YouTube, did Sovereign Citizen Bingo,
What in the world
where
is that?
people claim to be not a part of the United States, even though they're a citizen of the United States. Thus, they don't need a driver's license to drive on the road.
What?
Yep.
The whole sovereign citizen thing has definitely confused me. Because isn't that essentially claiming that I'm an autonomous citizen?
I
Like,
thought that
Yep.
was only possible if you're an ambassador, like
yeah.
a visiting dignitary.
Yeah, no, there are
that's
people
a-
that try to do that.
Yeah, but that's a slightly different. I think there's a different title for that if you're like a dignitary. But yeah, sovereign citizen just means that you're essentially a tourist. So you get governed by the laws of your country, not the laws of our country.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
he's gone.
Yep, that was fun. What a great cameo.
He must
Let's
have been
finish the
popping.
video.
He must have popped out.
Yeah.
He'll
I've
pop
gotten
back in
better.
once he realizes it.
Yeah, I've gotten better at not hitting the buttons, but it's easy to just hit a button and go away. It's very easy.
To make him watch whatever I want. Now, this man has been participating in something
There he
called
is.
No Nut November. So
Yeah, I'm not even
December
sure what
1st, I want
happened
you to
that
do a
time.
Whole investigation on
Why are you sitting on your hand? He's doing the stranger. Do you believe this? It's not even a real thing. After Snowden came out, we had 15 sweet days of people putting tape over their camera. No. And then right back to whacking off on camera. It's like they forgot all about it.
Common misconception is that Edward Snowden left because of ethical issues, but he just couldn't handle all the dongage.
The fourth time in the last hour.
Can't be the most free country on earth without
Oh, God, that guy.
First. Don will be watching men crank it over whatever administration you choose to install. The more we can watch every facet of their life,
The safer they'll be. Oh, it's the fifth time today. Remember that guy at the Capitol riot with the horns on his head? Get a hobby. I wish those were the only horns of his I've seen.
Now, there's a couple people online that are spreading the conspiracy theory that we're illegally spying on citizens.
Yeah, we are though.
So this
This
is what
is
he looks like.
absolutely
I want you to do a deep dive into
Oh,
his
yeah, it is.
cameras. They don't even vote on it anymore. They
Do what?
I was just saying this is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
that was the reason I showed it to everyone. It's because it is ridiculous.
Jesus.
The premise that you missed is this guy on screen literally hired the other guy as a prank because of something the other guy did to him back in college, and so he literally gave him a job at the NSA just to make him watch guys beat off
Okay, that's
to
pretty
pay
funny.
him back for a prank. Yeah.
Yep.
just
That-
keep giving
that's
me
great.
more and more access.
A lot of guys working from home these days, which has not been good for me.
Right now, I've got him watching a guy take a dump.
Hey, I've been looking into this woman. She's up to something suspicious. You think I can get the go-ahead to check into it more?
You know what? Good idea. I'm going to take that off your hands. But while I got you here, this guy just bought a pallet of moisturizer. So if you could clear your afternoon, that'd be great.
You don't think their cameras are off? They're definitely not off.
All right, there we go. I'm glad we got to finish that. Yeah.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
Alright,
it is.
And now,
Literally
People would
literally
say trash,
ridiculous.
but,
and now the piece de resistance.
It's not his funniest. Dude, I'm looking forward to this trivia. There are queer folk here.
They're
Nope,
queer
Eric,
folk
that's,
about.
That's not. Yeah. That's
Oh,
not what that
about.
said.
Yeah, and what's that? What's that say below? Aragon?
Yeah, Aragorn said.
Aragorn, the Fellowship of the
Aragorn said
Ring.
it.
Book 1, Chapter 9. Yeah, dude, no, it's why did it even just do that?
Peculiar
Like,
people are about, but
yeah,
the person who made
strangers.
this video, the person who made this video, is using it in a modern sense.
Oh no,
You
dude.
and I literally just had this conversation.
I was about to say
yesterday.
that. I was about to say that yesterday. We had like a 30 to 40-minute conversation where part of the stuff we were talking about was when we were both that you tell it about that you tell it.
It was just that people seem to really misrepresent Lord of the Rings by trying to translate anything that Tolkien said into the new age meaning, and it's like that's not, you can't do that. You have to use the old definition.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're just gonna get the wrong context every time.
right. And
Uh-huh.
what we talked about specifically yesterday was that while reading the book, we had to use dictionaries, and that you had because you had to pull out a dictionary that was a really old dictionary in order to get the right definitions of the words in context.
Yep. Yeah, because when I
So,
started reading
just-
the books initially, my dad made me read it, and I just had no clue anything about it. And so I was like, oh, I'll use a dictionary. The first dictionary I used was totally a little bit more modern. And so it totally messed me up on what the sentence meant. I was like, this doesn't make sense. So I showed my dad, and he's like, no, you gotta use an old dictionary. Oh, Okay.
Yeah, and
Once I started
like
doing that,
Proton
it all
says,
made sense.
just as gay means happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You've
exactly.
got to, if you're reading a work created in a certain time period, you have to make sure that you know what the words mean in that time period. Otherwise, it's lost in translation.
Also, you won't see it in the video, but
It's
the
Yeah.
thumbnail
sorry.
for the video is the title, which is Lord of the Rings isn't gay, it's bisexual, and then it has a little
Okay.
subtext that says, and Galadriel is transsexual.
Oh, Galadriel's trans. How did he come to
Uh-huh.
that conclusion? Does he go into that?
Is it because the woman that plays him in the movie?
This is a
'Cause
woman.
She's a very beefy man, but I don't think anything like that she's trans.
Let's
I don't
start
think
the video,
Galadriel's-
and you're
Yeah.
probably gonna get pissed off in the first
Well,
5 seconds.
Yeah, but hold on. Before we start, I just want to say that it's interesting that he chose an Aragorn quote when within the first like 2 chapters, there's plenty of hobbits and the narrator himself talking about queer folk
Yep.
constantly. Because like the hobbits, it's so interesting that hobbits consider other hobbits queer folk because they're like, oh yeah, dude, they live so far away. They're so weird. We don't understand them at all. They live by the river. Oh, what strange people. Why would you ever live near a river?
Proton, I don't know how long I'll be able to hang in here. This stuff makes my eyes bleed.
My ears are going to bleed. My eyes will be fine. But yeah,
I think
that's
I'm
all.
ready for it.
It's
Let's
interesting
do
that
it.
he chose Aragorn specifically.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's move on. Let's see what this is.
There are queer folk about. Lord of the Rings is not gay, okay?
Oh no.
It's bisexual. I mean, okay.
That's
Legolas
fun,
and
honey.
Gimli, they're gay. A quick note.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
Those two.
Legolas and Gimli are gay? Okay, yeah, sure.
I don't see how, but
Yeah. Dude, we're getting into the territory. I forget who the YouTuber is, but we're getting into that territory. There's this one like chick that will go through basically any franchise. The only video I watched her do was Super Smash Brothers, where she listed the gender identity of every character, and almost every single one was either gay, bi, or queer. It's like, okay, I don't know how you came to that conclusion. Like, because it's generally
knows,
just
man?
appearance. I don't remember her name. Oh my goodness, I got to figure out who it was. But
I
we're
thought,
reaching that territory.
I thought like there was a conversation though that Peach or Nintendo had said something about Peach being either Peach or Daisy being gay. One of them
no,
is
neither
I
of them
mean,
are.
Death of the author, bro. Death of the author.
No,
I
because
don't know if that works in this situation though, does
Super
it?
Mario Galaxy has it to where Luigi and
Luigi and Daisy are a couple.
Yeah, Luigi and Daisy are a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is there was some sort of
And
article about
Peach-
one of them, and I was like, that's weird.
Peach and Bowser are a couple.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree.
Context
How can you
clues.
how can you keep getting stolen?
Context
quote,
clues.
unquote?
All right, we're gonna continue.
Note on the literary theory death of the author.
Ooh,
with this
addressing
particular
it.
author, he is dead. So I don't really care if I'm like wrong. And
What?
I don't know. What's he going to do? Tweet about it? Is he going to?
That's not what death of the
Frodo
author
doesn't like
means.
trans people. Well, you know
No.
what? Hypothetical Tolkien with a Twitter. I have textual evidence that Frodo would love trans women. And to
No,
be
you
honest,
don't.
If Amazon Prime
Okay.
and Peter Jackson can make up ridiculous nonsense about Lord of the Rings, then I can make up this really reasonable theory about Lord of the Rings. Okay, so what is
That's an
that?
interesting way to put it.
I don't mean like sex and romance, and I don't mean infatuation. I mean when you've been together for years and your life is coming home together and having a cup of tea and going to bed. What is that love?
Storge. I
And
believe
is
that's
it
like
really that
Storge.
distinguishable?
It's Storge.
Well, it's either Storge or crap.
Oh man, you're
Um,
gonna have to explain to me what the hell Storge is.
It
Sounds like a
means
person's name.
It's Greek.
So it probably
'cause-
is a person's name.
No, well, maybe. But yeah, I think it's Greek. Greek had like 8 words for different types of love, And storge, more specifically, is like a brotherly love. And then there's a love for your family. But sexual love was like I could probably look this up. Hold on. The love this person is talking
It's
about
familial. It's
familial love. Yeah.
Refers to natural or instinctual affection, such as love of a parent towards offspring and vice versa.
So
And it's storge.
yeah, storge. Yeah, storge.
Storge.
Family, familiar love.
Storge.
Storge, whatever. It's pronounced storge, but you can read it in modern English if you'd like.
No, it's pronounced storge.
Nah, it's storge. It might not be spelled gay, but E is pronounced ay. It's storge.
I don't care. I'm gonna
All
be
right.
straight up.
It really doesn't matter. But yes, so I was right. This individual is talking about storge, which is familial love. There's no romance to it, which is what they were just saying, right? Because a romantic love would be eros. That means romantic
Eros,
/ passionate
eros.
love. Eros, yeah, eros. Yeah.
Lame.
So yeah, I'm familiar with this type of love.
Well, I don't even care about that. I wanted to say that I did like her thought process, which was if Peter Jackson can make up whatever he feels like, I can too. And I was like, you know what? I think Tolkien would have been okay with that.
I mean, in a way.
You're right.
Huh?
It is pronounced storge.
Yeah, see? Told you. I know what I'm talking about. Holy crap. Not all the time, but this time. But no, I think the argument's even better because it was Peter Jackson can make up his ridiculous crap, so I'm going to make up my reasonable crap. It's even better. It's an even better argument.
It's like, okay, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Sure, you better have the text to prove it, is all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. It piqued my interest the moment that she was like, she was like, they're gay. Or it's actually bisexual. It's like, okay, all right, let's see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
I just don't see how Legolas and Gimli are gay whenever they're just comrades in combat.
It's because of the whole problem I've had this conversation with many people about love. All right, so I'm going to put on the James Love Doctor moment. So,
oh no.
The problem is this generation uses love for one thing and one thing only. It means to be romantically involved. Versus you can love somebody with because people will use, if they're talking about a love of a thing, they'll use it in the right way. But for the most part, our generation and even generations before us use love, just everything that they talk about with another person has to be romantic. And it's like, that's not true. All right. Like love doesn't always mean romance. It just means a care, an affection. And
yeah, that's why it's nice to
problem.
have freaking 8 or 9 words that mean the different versions of it. But we only have one, and so everyone misinterprets what it means.
Exactly. And so like
context
when you're reading
clues,
a book,
people, context clues.
Well, see, that's the problem when you're reading a book like from that era, love and affection, because that's the only way they understand it is it to mean romantically. But like these Gimli and Legolas were very close near the second book and on. They get very close and they're friendly to each other. And like they want to go walking into each other's homes and this, that, and the other. And they spend a lot of times, even after the series ends, they spend a lot of time together. And so like a lot of people see that as it being like, oh, they're in love with each other. And it's like, no, they were just friends. But being friends back in that era, in that time period, didn't mean just like, hey, buddy, let me give you a fist bump. You could hug, you could kiss on the cheek, or some even at that time period would kiss on the lip. It wasn't affectionate in the sense of being like, I love you like that. It was just more like, I love you. You are my brother. You are my family. This is it. So, there's nothing romantic to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking about philia, which is affectionate love towards another person and is part of true friendships.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking too when I was looking at the words again. I was thinking philia described it.
The thing is, most people don't understand that. Well, I'm glad I at least get those ideas without ever looking up those words. Didn't even know most of those words existed.
Yeah, but isn't it helpful to know that it's like, hey, well, here's the thing. There's these 8 different types of love, and the Greeks actually took time to separate all of them out. To be like,
Yeah, 'cause
hey,
that's-
hold on, we need different words for each of these feelings that now we've all combined to one. Like, I love this fruit. I love my mom. I love a sunny day. And it's like, whoa, hold on now. Like,
You know what
those
though?
those don't mean the same thing.
Exactly. You know what though? You brought up the mom and dad and thing like that. So like, how do these people not register that? Once they've stopped, like, because they love their parents, but they don't love their parents like they love another human being, and they mistake the parents
Right.
for another. How do they not register that as two different
That
things?
means there's two. Yeah, I don't know. People
Like,
are
because even
dumb.
if you look at it in the sense of like, yeah, there's not just one form of love, or even if you look at it as there's one form of love, then it's like, then you should be romantically in love with your parents, and that's kind of weird.
It is
Like,
weird. Well, here's
so
the
then
thing, Jam Sully. We've gone over this before. We're in a select few group of people that actually think. Most people don't take time to think. They just
say
do
that.
things.
I'm pretty sure I don't think. I just say.
So there are 8 types of love that the Greeks broke down. There's philia, or affectionate love, where you can converse in deep conversation with true friends and expose yourself in your imperfections. Then there's storge, which is familiar love or familial love. Then there's philautia. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, which is self-love, where you can create friendships that build you up, meaning you've looked into yourself and have learned to love yourself in a positive way that isn't detrimental to yourself. It's also not.
Oh, so it's not pride.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Not in a pride. It's
People have been
loving
trying to
yourself not in a
practice
prideful
self-love.
way.
People have been trying to practice self-love since what, like 2008, and it became a really popular thing.
Yeah, but in like a bad way. Like how self-care has turned into meaning I get drunk at night because I'm self-caring. It's like, whoa, no.
I think that's called
You might have an
self-medicating.
yeah, you might have an issue actually. If you gotten to the extreme that you're like, yeah, I get wasted every night in order to help myself. No, you're hurting yourself.
Well, see, that's the thing. I will not generalize and say that everybody that got into it, but I will say, yes, I do agree that the self-love definitely hit a weird wave. Because like at first, when it started, I was like, I'm all for it. I agree. You should self-love. You should respect
Yes.
and learn to respect yourself.
Absolutely.
Right. And then it got into this weird level of being like, self-love means I go out and bang every person I see because it makes me feel better about myself. And it's like, that's
It sounds like you might have a mental disorder. Thank you.
And then there's pragma.
Exactly, like narcissists.
Narcissus or narcissists?
Narcissus is what he said.
Narcissus is the character from the Greek legend.
Yeah, but that's an example of bad self-love.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
Then there is pragma, where it is an enduring love for your significant other that matures over time.
Whore. Sorry. Stuff is happening on my end.
Then there is eros, which is the romantic love. Then there's ludus, which is the playful love, where you love exciting and humorous flirting. Then there's the familial love, which is, again, philia falls into it, storge, and then there is agape, which is selfless love, where you're empathetic towards other people.
All right. Well, I disagree with all of these. They're all terrible now. Now that you've read them out loud, hate them all.
Shut up.
All right. Well, let's continue with this crazy.
From other kinds of love, I've loved Lord of the Rings since I was 15 years old. I learned how to write in Dwarvish runes, and I would write all my notes for school in Dwarvish runes. And then I tried to learn the Elvish script too, and I wrote my notes in that. But it was much harder, so I forgot how to read it, and I couldn't read my notes. That affected my grades. But nevertheless, my love for the books blossomed. until I became a queer feminist punk goth bitch. And I realized, you know what? There's too many fucking men in this book. There's too many. It's a real sausage fest. This.
Anything to
You know-
say on that?
Yeah, there was actually a interview with J.R. Tolkien where they were talking to him and they asked him a question about whether or not they were just like, there aren't a lot of female characters in your book and there's not a lot of love happening, like actual intercourse and they weren't trying to say graphic. They were just like, just a little bit of either kissing and stuff like that. They're like, there wasn't really anything truly affectionate. And he was like, yeah, I didn't feel like it was necessary to add in the book. And he's like, and the women character, he was like, the story wasn't about them. We were technically following hobbits. And he's like, the best way I understood to follow the story was literally to pick up from where I left off. And it was like,
That makes
oh,
sense.
okay. Yeah, and it's like, so it made sense as to why we don't have a lot of female characters when it's like, well, we know these characters, Gandalf does know some female characters, but in the world that he built it on, it was based off of England, and we know that they didn't have that culture-esque of it isn't really super into females going out and going to war, so he built it off of what he knew for humans. And it's like, so yeah, there's not a lot. What is it, Elwyn? Elwyn is the first that we meet that is a female strong lead character. But I mean, you could even say that about Galadriel and not really know who she truly is.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in passing look, you wouldn't really think of her as a strong female character. But just her little part in the book itself, to me, makes her a strong character. And so saying it's just a sausage fest, it's like, yeah, it is. But there are female characters that are important. He didn't drive it home like some books would, where they're like, we're gonna shove this feminist character in your face. He's like, well, it's not about them.
How about the chick that killed the Witch King?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Elwyn.
Yeah.
Elwyn and Galadriel.
I thought it was Okay, yeah.
Nope. Arwen is the elf.
Oh, okay. They have really similar names.
Their names are super close. One starts with an E, one starts with an A.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, that's all. Sorry.
But she doesn't like that there's not enough women in the book. That's what I've gotten from this.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can think that. I don't have a problem with that.
Proton says Eowyn.
Eowyn.
I've always thought her name was spelled with an E. It was a weird name.
There's Arwen and Eowyn. I think it's really cool that. I think it's okay, yeah. No, I know you're right, and I'm wrong. I totally accept that. I think it is really cool though that as a kid, this person learned the script for Dwarvish and Elvish.
Absolutely,
that's
amazing,
awesome.
actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. Forgot it, but still, that's more than I ever did with it. And then
I started learning the Elvish runes when I was younger, or Elvish script when I was younger, but it was so freaking hard.
When I was living in South Carolina, I actually met this chick who spoke Elvish. And that's actually how I met her, is that I was talking to my buddy David, and we were talking about Lord of the Rings, and he's like, oh, have you met, I don't even remember her name now. And I was like, no.
By the way, in the chat, I can't post it where.
Oh, hold on, yeah, I want to look.
Where Proton can see.
Eowyn. Yeah, Eowyn. But that's still like Eowyn, because you drag out the E.
Her name is.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
And then there's this spelling as well.
I would say, according to Tolkien, pronunciation is all about the reader.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. Lucas felt the same way. Whenever he was writing his script or whatever, and he gave it to the actors, and they're like, so is this pronounced this way? And he's like, however you want.
Yeah.
However you want to pronounce it, because that shows different dialects throughout the galaxy.
Yeah, okay. So, Cyrek, you have Eowyn and Arwen, and those are the two different female characters that we know of in Lord of the Rings that are actually
Where did you put it? I don't see it.
I put it in the comments. Comments.
Yeah. I think that's how you would actually spell Arwen.
Eowyn, Arwen. Yeah, that seems right.
Love both of those characters, honestly. I like Arwen more because of the movies, because in the book she really wasn't a prominent character whatsoever. But in the movies, they did give her more of a feel, and I love that. Liv Tyler, that's her name, right? Liv Tyler.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought she did a
Yeah.
good job playing her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the daughter of Steve Tyler from that famous band.
Yeah. I didn't know that's what band he was from. I just know that he
Yeah,
has
you know
a
that
country
band.
song. He just has a country song where he's like, oh god, he's so flamboyantly dressed with like this scarf that goes all the way down his back, all the way to the floor, like a gown, like a wedding gown style. It's just so terrible.
So just so you know, from this point on, it gets even more crazy.
Dude,
Okay,
right? Elwood is the
I'm
boss.
fine with that. Uh, yeah, I'm cool with that. I met this chick because she spoke Elvish and she did speak Elvish, and that was really cool. And that was my
Dude,
only
that's actually
interaction with her,
baller. Like when you
is
can
that she
meet someone
spoke Elvish.
who has such a passion. Now, does she speak Sylvian or does she speak Telopian? I don't know how to pronounce that last one.
One, it's been like 12 years, so I don't
Oh.
remember.
He just
And
knows
two,
Elvish.
I don't think I asked. I don't think I even knew to ask. I didn't even know to ask.
Like, you should have looked at her and been like, are you a
Noldor.
dark elf or are you a freaking elf of the light? Are you going to go to the Undying Lands or are you going to stay here?
Jam. Noldor.
Noldor. Okay.
That's the other language.
Oh, well, there's also okay. So never mind. I can't explain any of this because there's stuff I will give away, so I refuse.
Can we keep going just because I want
Yeah.
to get to trivia and
Yes.
we don't have unlimited time, sadly.
Fellowship. I mean, who wants to read a book about a bunch of kind, compassionate, handsome men who are always kissing and hugging each other? Hobbit masculinity is basically a bunch of men just kissing each other and holding hands and hugging and singing to each other and cooking.
They do hold hands a
and
lot.
baths together. And then I realized
It's because they live in a carefree society.
No, I understand that. It's just it's definitely interesting because like she's like they hold hands and it's like yeah they do hold hands a lot, they really do, and I don't think that's anything wrong. It's just
And
that's
the
the only
kissing-
point that she's pointed out. That's
called
The
being
kissing
friends.
thing.
used to be very common elsewhere.
Yeah, it's
And
called being friends.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I
it's
was saying
called being
earlier, right?
friends.
Is that like they used to actually kiss each other on the foreheads, on the lips, on the cheeks? It, like back in the olden days, that was just common.
Some
that is a
cultures
misconception.
still
They
do
actually never unless you were close friends, you never kissed on the lips. If you're meeting somebody for the first time, you kissed on the cheek. And
No,
even
that's what I'm
then,
saying. Like when my definition that I gave earlier was definitely about close friends. I was not talking about just random meeting a stranger because that'd be weird.
no. Even if you've known somebody for like 20 years, a lot of people would still just kiss on the lip and not even really touch whenever they kissed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I think
I'm
you
not
mean
looking at it
cheek because you just
as,
said
like
20. Did you mean
Yeah.
cheek?
Yeah, I meant cheek.
Okay.
no, I get
Alright.
what you're saying, but like the time period that I was shooting for when I was talking about it earlier was literally like way like back in Greek era and stuff like that. Not because like it's really we lost that feel somewhere about in the 1700s when that started being like, or not even then. It's probably sooner than then, or
No,
yeah,
it was around the
probably earlier than
1800s.
that. Was it around the 1800s where we stopped doing
Yeah.
like the weird kissy and move and like it was weird. Anyways, we stopped doing it at a certain time, and it was like okay, but like way back when, that was a normal greetings. Like this is how I greet you. Maybe not the kiss on the lips unless we were close friends, like we were brothers in arms, kind of stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, so I just think it's interesting that she finds that to be the thing that's like selling point of being like this is why they're bi, and it's like they're holding hands, they kiss, they take baths together. You know what though? The bath scene I always thought was interesting even when I was younger with Merry and Pippin and Frodo and Sam when they get to the house.
Yeah.
And it's
But
like they
that's-
all take a bath together and it's like, I know it was 3 separate baths according to the book, but it's still weird.
Well, that's also a thing elsewhere in the world as well. Japan has combined baths where they have one large bath for
Yes.
everybody, especially for like public baths. And it's not something weird over there. It's something weird here because we all have our own public or our own private showers and baths. And in the military,
have
you
a
kind of
question.
get used to it because you have to shower with people.
Yes, communal baths and everything are normal in like certain countries and such. But like, okay, so this is just a question for like growing up in America. when you guys were younger, how many of you guys took baths with like your family members or even random strangers? Because I totally did that. It was weird.
I
But
did.
like looking back when I'm older, I'm like, it was odd that I took a bath with this girl that I ended up going to high school with when we were both like 8 years old.
Yeah, I used to shower and bathe with my cousins and my uncle and my dad, my mom, my sister. It wasn't something weird. I was a kid. Now, as I started reaching
Mhm.
puberty, that stopped real quick.
Once you started being able to
Yeah.
ask questions about what is that?
Yeah, as soon as I started asking
Yeah.
questions, they were like, "Oh, yep, nope, you get a shower alone now."
Dad, why do you have
Yeah.
a dangly thing? Also, why do I have a dangly thing?
You know, aside from one of our family members, we all stopped doing that kind of stuff relatively early.
Yeah,
I'm not
One
even
of our
gonna
family
ask
members
questions.
has been scarred mentally because their mother wouldn't stop bathing them until after they were like 9 or 10.
Oh my god, that's a bad mom
Yeah.
move.
I know it's a really bad mom move, and I think it's
I mean,
really bad for the kids' mental development.
it's like a friend. Okay, so I'm chilling out with a friend here where I'm at right now, and we were discussing
No, you're
people
not.
that we went to school with, and his mother brought up one chick that she was like, "Hey, you remember when this chick, like her mom was still breastfeeding her at like 6 and 7 years old?" I was like, "Oh my god, I do remember that."
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he is gone. But no,
But
seriously, like, why?
it's
Why would you do that to your child?
so the only time that mental scarring doesn't happen is if you are bathing with someone of the same sex even up until your later ages, because that's just camaraderie. You get used to it.
I will
That's
agree.
something that's common elsewhere in the world, just not in the Western parts.
See, I would agree, except for up until the point, and it's mainly just because, as you said, up until the Western Points area. But due to Western culture, I just don't know if I'd want my kids showering with my brother. Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm sorry, no. And again, it's due to Western culture and the the um the bad things that have come from that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen over there as well. It probably does. It's just
It probably does. Because you're almost inviting temptation at that point for those really weird freaks that
but
exist in the
with the
world.
communal baths, they have multiple people in there at the same time, so people who are more likely to do it won't in that situation.
No, you're probably right, and like I totally think I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Like, but at the same time, like in the Western era where we live in, like we have private showers. I'd be like, no, sir, I'm sorry, you're not taking a shower with my kid. Like, you could be the most trustworthy brother I have in the world, and in my head, I could be like, you would never do anything like that, but I would never want to put you in a situation where you could, because I think it's wrong on the parents at that point, and it's wrong on like it's mainly just wrong on the parents to be like, let me put my kid in a trusted situation where anything could potentially happen. And I'm like, nah, don't do that. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Just remember, statistically, the most sexual abuse happens within the same families.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I wouldn't want to trust them. It's like, no, I don't. It's not even that I don't want to trust them as much as I don't want to put them in a bad situation where, like, if they happen to have any what is the word I'm looking for? Predilections?
Predisposition.
Yes, towards doing something of that nature. I don't want to put them in a situation where they have the ability to do it. Now, that being said, we moved on to a really weird subject. Let's go back to this video.
I realized that's exactly the kind of erotica I was looking for. So when I started rereading Lord of the Rings, I wasn't expecting anything gay because I knew that although some people ship Frodo and Sam, people project and they're into that, and that's fine, and I don't judge them. I just know that they're wrong and that I'm above that. But the thing is, I'm very bisexual, and it just gets worse as you age. And I saw things reading it this time that I did not see when I was 15 years old. My
Does
memory
it
of
get worse when
Frodo
you
was
age?
that he was kind of asexual.
Do what?
she said it gets worse when you age, and like not being a bisexual person, I have no understanding of that. Like, because I know
I
like
have no understanding of it either.
because like as a straight person, like as you get older, your libido. Not, I won't even say as a straight person. Just as a general rule, your libido depletes as you get older. So like that's just science. That has nothing to do with whatever your sexual preference is. Like as you age, your libido decreases. So like, what is she meaning by like being bisexual? It gets worse as you age, and it's like, what? I could be wrong. Well, I don't even know if I can be wrong in this. I just don't know what she's talking about.
I think she may go into it a little bit, a little down the line, but let's hear her perspective on Frodo.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot like Bilbo, who didn't really show any interest in anyone. He just wanted to like smoke that Shire weed and just like eat snacks.
It's not
It
weed.
wasn't weed.
It's tobacco. And also, he and Frodo are bachelors, which it's explicitly said in the books is a very strange thing to everybody. The fact that they never got married. The fact that they lived a bachelor lifestyle for most of their lives, everyone thought was very odd.
Yeah, they were strange even for hobbits.
Yeah, right. Which maybe is, I guess, yeah, they're bi. That's why they never got into a relationship with anybody. Because they're bi, duh.
Well, everyone knows that Sam or that Frodo loved Sam, but Sam loved Sally or
Rose.
Mary or Susie or Rose.
I thought it was Rosie.
It is Rose.
Yeah.
He loved her, and Frodo was just like, man, if I could just tap that sweet, sweet Sam ass. But he never did.
That's not even. That's not even how it was. Tolkien
Yeah,
was
Perton,
taking
they
from
were
his own
players.
experience. Tolkien was taking from his own experience with the men in his company whenever he was in the First World War, in the relationship that he had with them, because a lot of them still had PTSD from the World War, and there's a line in the book where Frodo asked Sam to move in with him because I think that was Tolkien's way of saying, I need somebody in my life that is a close friend and has been through the same things that I have. That way, if I have a breakdown, they're there for me and they understand what I'm going through.
Well, yeah, because Frodo actually offered it when Sam got married. He offered to have Rosie and the kids move into that to back in with him. He was like, "All of us can live here together."
Frodo repurchased Bag End?
Yeah, it's some weird way about it, but yes, he ends up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought he sold it to his cousin. Or
yeah, he straight up sold. He straight up sells it, but then if you remember, the Sackville Baggins only had one son at that point, and he actually dies during the scouring of the Shire.
Oh, so Frodo gets to re-inherit it.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I forgot all about that.
All right, yeah, let's continue with this.
Which is fair enough. But this time through, I got a few interesting impressions about Frodo's interest in large, older women. Now, for those of you who don't know, Goldberry is a character from the books who was generally omitted from all the film
That was
versions of
funny.
Lord of the Rings. She's kind of a river spirit, and it's not really specified how tall she
No,
is. If she's
no, we're not doing
maybe
this.
about the same.
What?
No, Frodo was not romantically interested in Goldberry. Okay, none of the hobbits are romantically interested in Goldberry.
Let me stop you because I do want to ask the very important question, because I do see where she's coming from. So I want to ask you the question as to why do you think Frodo had no interest at all in Goldberry?
Frodo has no interest in Goldberry because he has no reason to have an interest in Goldberry. And it's never established that he has an interest in her.
Oh,
give me an argument
that she's gonna bring up.
Yeah, okay, so before she even brings up the argument,
all right.
Before she brings up,
I know what quote. I'm not
even going to use a quote. I'm just going to talk about the fact that
because he says she's a fair lady, or my fair lady.
It's because he actually has eyes that linger on her for a little bit. One time, he's
all of the hobbits do. All of the hobbits do. Yes,
we see everything from Frodo's point of view, though. So
sure, yeah.
During this era, during this moment in the chapter, we see a lot of it.
There's no romance,
which is that he does find her absolutely attractive. He does find her attractive. Thinks she's the
He
most
finds
beautiful
her
person.
mesmerizing. Yeah, sure.
Probably
Well, he
because he
thinks
hasn't
she's
seen
beautiful.
a tall person before besides a human
No,
because she was bigger than
Nope.
humans.
Nope.
It's not
he's
even
totally
that. No,
seen
it's
elves.
not that. Yes,
He's
exactly.
totally
It's
seen
not
elves.
that. No, it's because Goldberry is the daughter of the river spirit. So everything she does and the way she acts and all of that is mesmerizing the same way you could sit by a stream and enjoy staring at the stream as it flows by. That's it. No romance.
Oh no. Exactly. You could totally look at it that way, which is probably the way Tolkien wrote it too, in the thought process of being like, she's a river spirit, she's awe-inspiring because she's a fairy, and not the same way when we look at fairies, like Old Norse mythology would be like fairy includes fays, which would be elves, dwarves, and a bunch of other little things like that. Like he's talking about fairies as in this is a literal spirit of the world, so of the woods, of the rivers, of this or that, where elves are our own. And
I
so,
get
like, I
that.
see what you're saying, but like,
There's no romance.
I also do see what she's saying because, like, due to the writing and the style that Tolkien chose, you could infer that Frodo may have had a little bit of a crush on her. You know?
It's because Tolkien writes in a very romantic way and romanticizes a lot of things, especially descriptions of
Yes,
people and
exactly.
interactions. And not romanticize in the way that it is in a actual romantic fashion. He just emphasizes it in a different way. Lacking the better term for it.
You're fine. You're fine. All right. Well, let's see what her argument is because I do
I already
like
know.
I did like Austin's thing, but like I do want to see what she's saying because I don't disagree with her, but I don't agree with her in the
Sentimental.
sense.
In a sentimental
Yes.
way.
Sentimental is probably not
Yes.
even the right way, but that's closer.
Height as her sugar daddy Tom Bombadil, then she's probably bigger than the hobbits, who are just tiny little buggers. When Frodo first met Goldberry, he was in absolute awe of her. Fair Lady Goldberry, said Frodo at last, feeling his heart moved with a joy that he did not understand. He stood as he had at times stood, enchanted by fair elven voices, but the spell that was now laid upon him was different. Less keen and lofty was the delight, but deeper and nearer to mortal heart, marvellous and yet not strange. Fair Lady Goldberry, he said again, now the joy that was hidden in the songs we heard is made plain to me. Then Frodo gets so excited he sings her a little song. He does sound a bit like a virgin, but it's endearing nevertheless.
Oh my god.
And obviously it doesn't go anywhere.
He is a virgin.
It is rather cute. It is rather cute. That scene is like, if you imagine that scene, like actually, like even as an adult, you imagine that scene of Frodo being like, "Oh, it's like okay, it's like you being a child, but right when you're younger, you find your first crush." Which is why I said I kind of see where she was coming from. And it's like when you find your first crush, and like you're just like, "Oh my god!" And you go through those moments, and like you may not understand the feeling, but it's closer to like a feeling that it's not wild and crazy, but it's a feeling that you're just like, this feels natural, this feels right, which is the way he describes it is almost as if a crush. And I love that because like I get where she's coming from entirely. Where you're saying no, he had no romantic feelings for her. I'm like, I would beg to differ. Like based off of Tolkien's own writing, it would almost seem like he had a crush for her, not romantically in the sense of being like, I'm going to marry you and fall in love, but it was like his first moment of being like, there is this beauty out here I just didn't know existed. So the first time you as a child had a crush, you were just like, what is this? You know? And that's what it feels like when you get that first meeting of Goldberry with Frodo.
That was not their first meeting. That was their last meeting. That was being quoted. That was whenever they were all leaving, and Frodo, as they're all leaving, Frodo's like, wait, we said bye to Tom, but we didn't say bye to Goldberry. And then Goldberry happens to be singing on the hill in front of him, and he's very excited that he gets to say goodbye to her before they leave.
No, you are absolutely wrong. Go back and reread that chapter because he was talking about when Tom Bombadil was singing in the woods and they hadn't met her yet. So
right, because the songs he is
with Goldberry.
Right, because the songs he's referencing are the songs that Tom Bombadil is singing about his lovely fair lady Goldberry.
Yes, and he hadn't met her yet.
Yeah. Okay. So it is upon first meeting. Fine.
Yes,
Yeah. And
it
then
is
I still
upon
stand
first
by.
meeting.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad that you didn't go the argument that I was expecting. The thing is, it's still the same thing of just like, oh my goodness, yeah, this is like a beautiful river spirit. This is nature embodied. I get why Tom
It,
sings about you all the time. It's not romantic.
I mean, did you not hear what my conversation, my response to that was? It's a crush. A crush is not
I don't even
romantic.
say it's a crush. I don't know. I feel like there's too many stigmas and things
A,
on what a
a,
crush
cru-
means.
a
So
crush
I'm
is
going to
not
disagree.
romantic. A crush is not romantic because a crush is your first moment of being like, oh my God, I feel something different than just my love for my parents or my love for something that's awe-inspiring. Because he had met the elves before, and Tolkien goes out of his way to reference that he met the elves, and it wasn't the same type of feeling of meeting something like the elves, where
Yeah,
it's like, this is
right.
awe-inspiring, this is beauty. He actually says it's
It's
something more
definitely
natural.
different. Yeah, it's
Well, no,
definitely
no,
different than meeting the elves. It makes perfect sense.
does it?
You're
Because
meeting. Yeah,
the elves are a very natural creature, and they're very awe-inspiring creatures that they talk about the woods, and they are life themselves, even in Tolkien's world. They are the
yes,
nature,
I
they are
get that.
everything, which is
I
what
get
Goldberry
that.
should be.
No, Goldberry is not an elf.
No,
Goldberry
no.
is the daughter of the river spirit.
I didn't say she was an elf. Calm down. I'm saying that they are something natural of what Goldberry is. She's a spirit, so therefore she's something natural of the world. And they have that same experience, right? Or at least they should, but Frodo doesn't have that same experience that he does when he first meets an elf. He first met elves later on, and he had this all crazy experience with them, but it wasn't this weird, what Tolkien describes as a natural feeling. It
Yeah,
was an
okay.
outer body feeling
Have you
when
ever
he
gone
met.
hiking? Have you ever gone hiking in the woods and you find a really awesome spot and you're just like, "Wow, I
Thank
can't
you,
believe this
Proton.
was hidden
Thank
from
you.
me."
A child's crush is not sexual. It's not
Right.
romantic.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. 100%. I'm with you on that. But the feeling that is being described here is the feeling of discovering a beautiful wooden glen that has never been seen before by you, and
Hey,
you enjoying the
hey,
fact that you get to see
Yes.
it.
can you rewind this again so when she's reading the quote that Tolkien says? Because I don't think he actually understands.
Said Frodo at last, feeling his heart moved with a joy that he did not understand. He stood
Fair
as
enough.
he had at times stood, enchanted by fair elven
Yeah.
voices.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
the spell
enchanted.
that was
But
now
it's
laid
he's
upon him
not.
was different. Less keen and
Yeah.
lofty was the delight,
Yeah.
but deeper and nearer to mortal heart, marvelous and yet not strange.
Okay,
Fair
you can pause
Lady
there.
Goldberry.
Marvelous yet not strange, more dear and or closer to natural heart. That is what a crush is, because it's not something that you're like, oh my god, look at this. Because like when you first walk into the forest, like your description that you're giving, and you first see your river brook, and you see this waterfall, this all magnificent and inspiring. He goes out of his way, Tolkien did in that sentence, to describe it as different than that.
No,
It's
he
something.
described it as different than being laid under an enchantment or a spell by
He said it's less. No, he said
elves.
because he said he was still under a spell, but it was different. He said it was less lofty, which is what happens when you go up to a river, when you see your first waterfall. You have this awe-inspiring, lofty feeling of something bigger and better than you did this.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
lofty feeling.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
lofty.
it's great. It's an
That's
amazing
that's
thing.
and that's not what he sees when he sees Goldberry.
No, that's not what he
So
sees when he sees elves. That's what he sees when he sees Goldberry.
nope, rewind that one more time for me because apparently Austin's not reading what she just said.
I am reading it. Different,
There.
less keen and lofty. So less keen and less lofty was the delight, but deeper and nearer to mortal heart.
Marvelous and
Mar-
yet not
and
strange.
yet not strange.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what
exactly.
separates it. Marvelous and yet not strange is the difference. Is because when you see something, because he says that whole sentence was towards elves. He's like, it's not the same as when he met elves, which were lofty, but he's like, but it's deeper, more natural, and less marvelous, but not strange, because it's that first moment that you fall, quote unquote, have a crush. It's marvelous, but it's not strange to you. It's just different. Where versus when he
Mhm.
met the elves, it was a strange feeling. It was odd. It was lofty and this all empowering. The same moment when you would walk into a forest and you'd be like, "This is amazing. I've never felt something like this." You feel the nature and the energy around you and the life that exists and all the creatures that are there. That's an amazing and awe-inspiring feeling. And that is a little strange when you walk into your woods the first time, when you first see a waterfall, when you first see something absolutely magnificent.
Right. And marvelous. So what he's saying right here is marvelous being great wonder, extraordinary. Exactly. Yeah, he has
No, he
great
said-
wonder
Nope,
and
he said
extraordinary feeling.
Marvelous, not strange, right? So great
Right.
wonder, feelings, all that, right? When
Wonder
you first walk into a
wonder
forest,
is not
when you first walk into a
strange.
forest, wonder is kind of strange when you first walk into a forest and you first meet your first waterfall and you first
That's
meet all
not
the
what
things around
wonder
nature.
means.
It is still a strange feeling.
No, it's because it's not as strange.
She's not strange. Okay, I'm done with this argument because you were clearly not going to succeed. So let's move forward.
Feeling a surprise mingled with admiration. That's wonder.
Strange, not queer.
That's what wonder means. A feeling of surprise mingled with admiration caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was filled with childlike wonder gazing upon her, essentially.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Which is again a child's first moment of freaking love and crush is.
I'm not
sexual.
going to
It's
stand
not
for
crazy.
crush.
I'm
not going to stand for crush. I disagree
All right.
entirely. We can move on.
Yes, please.
Let's
I'm done
go.
with this argument.
We do this all
Go
the time.
anywhere. But since this is probably the first giant woman that Frodo has ever met,
No,
this
it's
is
not.
Clearly already canon.
He's met elves.
That Frodo is
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
This is not the first giant woman he's ever met. No, he's met elves. Okay, it doesn't specify if they're men or women, but he's met parties, groups, gangs, gaggle of elves.
He's also
Multiple
met
times.
Gandalf, which is tall.
Specifically woman. Tall woman, large woman.
Yeah, he's met larger women than himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's
Goldberry's not
about
the
knee
first.
high to
Well, also-
humans.
Also, even
Yeah.
before our encounter with Frodo and the elves, we are told that he went with Bilbo all the time to interact with elves. So
Exactly.
it's a crazy thing to believe that he's never met an elven woman.
Never met a tall woman. No, all of the dozens. Dozens might be over exaggerating. We're not given an
But
exact number.
it may not be dozens because it says he goes with them all. He went with them a lot to go see the elves. A lot.
Yeah, it could be more than dozens. Exactly.
Yeah.
But who knows? But the thing is to say, no, all those interactions with elves, Frodo's never met someone taller than him that was female. Okay.
Yeah. It's like,
Sure.
all right, that's odd.
Sure.
This crazy broad. Love her. Let's do it.
It's very
Are we done?
influenced by large immortal women. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Frodo wrote Lord of the Rings. Specifically,
fact
the Red
check.
Book of Westmarch. It was written by Frodo with additions by Sam. The Red Book included a text by Bilbo as well. This is a historical text. So if the text expresses
Okay, can we fact check that?
and
Can we go ahead and
No,
fact check that?
No.
Yeah,
No.
James Sully. Do you want me to say everybody, or do you want to say everybody? Because we
Well,
just also
no,
talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, I'm not fact checking her because she's not wrong. The book was written by Frodo, but the book was also written by Sam and Bilbo.
Bilbo,
But
like she just said, but also Merry and Pippin and Aragorn and at least a couple other people that were scholars and scribes from the Rohirrim and from Gondor. Multiple people wrote this
but they're
book.
They're not giving.
You cut out.
Bye. It was a pleasure to speak with you. Glad we could
we'll
argue and
continue
disagree
until he
again.
comes back and can speak.
Yeah.
character as a hottie. That's actually Frodo's opinion, or possibly Sam's opinion, because he made edits to it later. So
it's not real, though, is it? It's not real. Tolkien wrote it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yes, Tolkien wrote it, but he wrote it to be real. When Tolkien wrote it, he wrote it as if it was a translation because he was a crazy linguist person and he did stuff like this in real life with books like.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a crazy linguist person. Yes.
Yep. I have no clue what she's
Hey,
talking
you're
about,
back.
but I will agree with that part.
I'm glad you're
He
back.
wasn't
Oh,
crazy
just
English.
someone off screen said, but Tolkien wrote it, right? And then this person
Yeah.
went ahead and said,
And
yes,
that it's not real.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tolkien did
Yeah,
not write.
exactly. And it's like, that's absolutely right.
That's what we talked about yesterday. Like,
I know.
Tolkien was not a
It's so
delusional
funny.
human being.
Yeah, it's so funny how much of the stuff we talked about yesterday is getting addressed here. It's weird. It's almost serendipity.
It really is. All right, let's move forward.
Beowulf, right? So he made this book as if it were a translation. It's a very cool thing. It's like
Mhm.
LARPing while reading. Very tall they were, and the lady no less tall than the Lord, and they were grave and beautiful. This line was clearly written by a bisexual. One of the,
How?
What?
Gives no context.
Very
It was
tall
just
they were.
clearly
The
written by a
lady looked
bisexual.
tall and beautiful. That's
Yeah.
Saying that somebody is beautiful regardless
no,
of
this
being a man or a woman.
Is she
Yeah.
trying to be sexist and say that men should not be writing about things that are beautiful if it's another man? If another man in
No,
his
I don't
world
think
is
that's right. I think it's closer. You were very close, and then it's more accurate. What I think's being said here is you can't describe a man as beautiful unless it's in a bisexual way, because a woman being beautiful is okay. A man being described as beautiful, he should be described as something else, handsome.
That's what I was saying. I don't know why you keep telling me no, I'm wrong until I get further on.
No,
And then I'm like, no,
you're wrong.
my sentence was literally
Wrong every time.
okay, whatever. My sentence is that I was getting to though is that like so she's essentially saying, as a dude, you should not talk about another dude being beautiful, unless not that you shouldn't, but if you're going to, that means you have to be gay or bi. If you talk about another character, a fictional character that you are creating in your own
But because
world,
he was saying that, but because Frodo was saying that the female elves are also beautiful, he's bisexual.
yeah. But in this sentence, she was talking about J.R. Tolkien being gay. It was written by a gay man. Okay,
No.
She may have been talking about
she
Frodo because
clear-
she did say that he wrote it.
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Talking about Frodo. Yep, talking about Frodo.
Because he wrote it. Yep. Okay. Continue then.
But also remember,
super weird.
in this time period when Tolkien was writing this, it was common to say a woman was handsome, and there was no problem with that. Saying a man was beautiful is the same thing. There's a lot of old literature that would back that up.
Yep. It's not in a bisexual way. It's
See, I
just
think
a way of
it's interesting
describing.
It's just,
if a woman is described handsome, she was when a woman is described handsome in that time period, it wasn't mean that she was like beautiful, because that was a different sentence. In
yeah,
her
they're
word itself.
different. Yeah.
It was just like a handsome woman meant that she may not have the same sexual appeal or beautifulness or appearance of what you would consider a beautiful woman. She didn't look ugly. She was handsome. So it means she had the definitions.
Yeah. You're right.
Definitions about her that looked more manly, but didn't make her look ugly.
Maybe I don't know if that's necessarily the case of just like, oh, right, but looks manly but not ugly. I don't know if that's right.
Well, the reason I word it that way is because handsome is actually, all in all, when we break it down to its root word, is a male word, and I'm putting quotations.
Well,
I know
doesn't it have to do with handmaidens or it doesn't have to do with servants, like
the word handsome does not technically, but it can. If you want to break down, if you want to break down the root words of both Han and Han, yes, you could totally go towards that.
Okay.
But
the way
the word itself,
what I want to say,
not.
hold on, let me just freaking say my thing. Okay, what I think is the easiest way to explain it in modern English is that it's kind of like throwing a 1 to 10 scaling on a woman. So if she's handsome, she's not beautiful, right? So like handsome is below beautiful. Yeah, she's not a 10, but she's also not ugly. She's handsome.
I can see that because I've used the word
what I'm trying to say.
where I'm looking at guys and I'm like, that's a beautiful man. Meaning that man is definitely better than a 6, because I've seen guys where I'm like, how is that man beautiful? That's weird as hell. Because you use the word generally beautiful for a woman, and it's like, but sometimes you see men that you're like, no, he's a beautiful man. Don't understand it, but he is.
Yeah, Blair White's beautiful.
Have no clue who that is.
I do.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. because
so-
Twitch
so-
will
so-
get mad
so-
at me if I go further.
Okay. Would that be like
So-
saying Jeffree Star is beautiful?
Handsome.
Ah, sorry.
Hold on. Handsome. Having an attractive, well-proportioned, and imposing appearance suggestive of health and strength.
Oh, yeah. See? Yeah. Not beautiful, but handsome.
Yeah.
Really good
I can-
qualities. Really good
Good
features.
looking. Good
Yeah,
looking.
very
is
good
a-
looking. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Okay.
The
So-
point, though. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
It's just strange to me that if Frodo describes the men as beautiful as well, that just means that they have fairer traits than what you would normally see in
Yes.
humans or hobbits.
Exactly. There's someone like
Exactly.
because every time we described at least hobbits, they kind of ruddy, from my understanding. Almost every time he
Oh, yeah.
describes hobbits, they're almost ruddy looking people.
That's a good way to
versus-
put it.
Versus when we talk about men, they're all grim and they're strong and defiant looking, but they're not. He never once says that they're beautiful. He doesn't even call.
Right.
He
And
never calls
'cause it's
Aragorn
kind of-
handsome.
Right, yeah, because it's kind of exclusive for the elves. The elves are beautiful.
Yes.
Men
It's
and
like, so-
women, they're both beautiful.
Yeah, they're just beautiful creatures. Where you're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful creature that I just
Because
witnessed.
there's nothing as fair as an elf.
Yeah, like the way I look at it is like, all right, if
You know,
I
except
if I
Lady
walked into a
Goldberry.
forest, oh god, yeah, she's beautiful and gorgeous and handsome, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, no,
But no,
she's
like,
all,
if I was-
all of them.
If I walked into a forest and I saw a white elk, all right, I'd be like, holy crap, that's beautiful. And in comparison, all the other elks would be handsome, in my opinion. All right, like I'd walk into the forest and be like, yeah, that
Well,
white elk
but
I
wait,
saw,
wouldn't-
that's a beautiful elk.
Hold on. I think more specifically, wouldn't it be that it's like, wow, elk are majestic, and that one that's over there, that's the albino elk, is beautiful and majestic. So it's like they're all on the same playing field of majestic. This one just happens to also get another qualifier.
Well, see, no, that's where I separate it. It's like, yes, all elk may be majestic, but I would not. If I saw a white elk and it was just absolutely endearing, because if I did see a white elk, I would probably think it's a beautiful creature, most beautiful creature I've seen. So, if I saw an albino elk, I
Yeah,
would
fair
probably
enough.
consider it, in my opinion, the most beautiful thing. So I would say it's beautiful, while the rest of them are majestic.
Okay. But wait, the albino wouldn't also be majestic?
The albino would be majestic, and it can
And
have
beautiful.
that color. It can have that clarifying factor, but it would
You know,
be
I
the
caught an
one that would
albino
have both
catfish
clarifying
once.
factor. That sounds gross.
No, it was really cool. An albino catfish. It was awesome. I might have a picture of it.
I mean, if you do, I guess that's not the picture. I don't care about the picture so much, but like if you caught an albino one, to each his own. I don't think they're pretty. All right, let's move forward for a second. I want to get past through this video because I do want to actually do the quiz with you guys.
I
think you guys
would
are gonna be
much
watching.
rather be doing the quiz than watching this.
We're almost done.
That's
I
the
like
point,
it.
isn't it? Is that you torture me and you force me to watch these terrible videos that I hate.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is the whole
Actually-
point of this.
I actually like this quiz a lot, or not this quiz, this video a lot. I'm gonna be honest. You said it was gonna piss us off, but I've
You
actually
would.
enjoyed this.
Because you're getting to flaunt your knowledge of Tolkien and Lord of the Rings.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's not even
exactly.
the flaunting of it. I love seeing other people's idea of what Tolkien took because I believe in death of the author, and so did Tolkien, which is you interpret this however you wish. And so, like looking at Tolkien's writing, I love when people see a totally different world because I do want to dive into what their world is. Like, what did you see when you read it? Because I read a totally different thing.
Things I love so much about Lord of the Rings is the androgyny of the different races. Like, you can't really distinguish an elf dude from an elf dudette. And that's why one must wonder if perhaps Gimli thinks that Legolas is a beautiful lady. And likewise, it's possible that Legolas thinks that Gimli is also a beautiful lady, as dwarf women have beards. But now here is my
I would like to stop her there because no, there is a distinguishing factor between the male and the female elves. There's not a distinguishing factor between the male and the female dwarves because, as it said, the female
there
dwarves
is.
also have beards. You say there is, but according to Tolkien, it's only noticeable if you are another dwarf. Okay, so Like the dwarves know the difference between the male and female dwarves, but between the elves, there is a distinguishing feature. Like the female elves can still be strong, tall, and graceful, just like the male elves are strong, tall, and graceful. But the females seem to have some sort of almost like delicacy to them. Not like they would break if you touch them, but like there's some sort of more like delicate manner to them, to the way they move, the way they present themselves. The elves are great. The elf men are graceful, but the female elves are even more graceful almost. And that's the way at least I've interpreted it when reading Tolkien.
Okay. And the difference between the male and the female dwarves is the female dwarves are a bit more cheerful and gung ho about parties, where the men will only party whenever setting off for adventure and whenever they return from adventure.
All right, so in both of these creatures, the real difference isn't that they look really different as much as it's how they act.
Yes.
So she could be right. She could be right that they may see each other, but I feel like they don't. They both are aware that the both of them are males. Like Legolas at one point, Legolas does say who he is. Well, he doesn't fully say who he is. Technically, Galadriel, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the first people to say that he is the prince of the woodland of Fangorn, not Fangorn, whatever his place is.
Austin, stop. I see you in the chat.
Hey, this is
What?
a dragon. We don't have dragons on this. She's not talking about dragons yet, okay? You need to calm down. Sorry, that was a bad pun. That was such a dad.
All right, let's go.
Proof that Frodo would be into trans women. Galadriel, the tallest of all the women of the Eldar of whom tales tell, was said to be man-high, but it is noted, according to the measure of the Dunedain and the men of old, indicating a height of about 6 feet 4 inches.
She is a
Oh, wow, that's
tall
Her
tall.
voice was clear.
Is she?
and
I want to point out, I'm proud of
Yeah,
this person, okay?
it's
Like just for a split second, I want to point out.
Um,
As much as I don't know if I agree with everything she's saying, she went to the Untold chapter or Untold Tales, and it's like, oh my goodness, you did some research. All right, I'm proud of you. Like that's a kudos moment.
I mean, from the
Yeah.
beginning, they've claimed to be a really huge fan of Tolkien.
Oh no, they have.
They learned the script in high school or college or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
they totally.
pretty big deal.
It's absolutely crazy, but it's just mind-boggling that like they even went to the extent to actually be like, yeah, no, I read this as well. And this is something when I was doing my the quiz where I was like, not a lot of people read the Untolds, and not a lot of people read the Lost Chapters, and not a lot of people read like there's like 5 books really if you want to get crazy with it that are about the stories of Middle Earth. There's more because of Christopher Tolkien, but like the true story of Middle Earth, there's really basically 5 that tell you everything you need to know about what took place during the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. And
yeah.
it's like not a lot of people read those. And it's like, so her doing that, absolute kudos to her.
But
I-
she
I-
also says that Galadriel has a deeper voice than most women won't. Which Tolkien, being a linguist, won't in this sense means as in a way that someone usually does. So
Yes.
Galadriel's voice is a little bit deeper, not much, than a
Yes.
normal a woman normally would have.
She doesn't talk like a man. Is really what Tolkien was saying. It's like she has a deeper voice than most women won't, which doesn't mean that she doesn't have a voice that's like it means that she doesn't have a deep voice like blah blah blah. I'm a guy, right? No, she has just a more husky voice. Like because you've met those women that have those husky voices where it's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, you
Emma
have a deeper
Stone.
tone. Yes, you have a deeper tone to your voice, but doesn't mean you don't sound feminine.
Yeah.
Emma Stone is a good example of that.
I absolutely love her voice. Oh my god, absolutely.
No clue what you're talking about, but cool.
All right,
Hey, I
yeah.
do have a quick question, Jamselli. Did you include double dares? Or
The daily double?
Yeah, daily doubles.
Yes, I did. I know what
Oh,
questions
okay.
are going to be the daily doubles.
Okay. Can I ask, because it's getting late, that we start the quiz and we'll do a daily double commercial break to come back to this?
We can.
I mean, that's not on me. That's Cyrek.
Okay, because it is getting late. I probably only have a little bit over an hour left before I have to call it.
Okay. Yeah. One
All
second.
right.
Let me.
So
let me pull up-
I would definitely love to do this terrible quiz that I know we're not going to do well on.
I'm actually really curious to see how well you guys do on this quiz.
No, me too. Cyrac, I'm sure you're curious as well, but I hope we're all going into this with the same mindset of what my intention for Star Wars quiz was, which is the point of this quiz is you will not get these right because the answers are ridiculous.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw the questions or the categories in the chat. You can read them out loud if
You're
you
way
want,
more
Cyrac.
prepared than me.
You can read
I
them out
wish
loud,
we had that
Cyrac,
presentation
I do
because
too,
that was
honestly.
great. That presentation was awesome.
It is. Are you still with us, Proton? If Proton is still with us, if you wanna take a gander at some of these questions, you can totally take a gander. Definitely do
I
not.
would love that.
If okay, so I'm gonna say if Proton does answer questions, you guys cannot look at them. I'll just look at them and tell
Oh yeah,
Proton
no,
if
I
he's
have
right or wrong.
I'm in the private chat now. I am not going to look at the comments if he answers.
Okay,
Weapons
yeah.
and baubles. Okay, that's a category.
All right, we're ready. Start going.
Baubles.
Who's
All
going
right, so,
first?
let's go with a. I gotta find a coin real fast for you guys. I'm not that prepared.
I have
I
a
can flip a
coin right
coin.
now.
Actually,
Yeah, look at that.
yeah.
Look
flip
how
a coin.
well prepared we are for flipping
Yeah.
coins.
You guys flip a coin. Tell me. Let's start with Austin. No, let's start with Cyrac. Heads or tails? Austin, if you have a coin, you flip it.
Oh, okay. Yep. I just got to turn a light on in my house so I can see if it's heads or tails. But I am flipping it now. So go ahead and and it is a official U.S. Mint quarter, and it is
Or it hit the floor.
tails. It's actually two bats. I guess if that's considered tails, it's two bats. It says National Park.
You can most definitely talk about Cyrac. Oh yeah, the subjects. So Proton is aware.
It's a 2020 quarter.
Who are they?
So wait, so who won? Wait, who won? Did Cyrac? What'd you pick?
He picked heads.
I picked heads.
So that means you.
Oh,
won.
it was tails. Yeah, it's two bats holding each other. It's really weird.
Yeah. Okay. So this is for Proton.
I've never looked at this
I
quarter
sent it in the
before.
chat for him.
Oh, fantastic! Perfect. So now he knows.
I'm gonna turn a light on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All right. I'm not distracted anymore. Yay! I'm not distracted now. I've just never actually. I have that quarter. I've never looked at it, and I was confused by the fact there was bats as tails.
Well, pick your category, kind sir.
Yeah, go ahead and read them off to me. Sorry.
The categories are: who are they? General knowledge, lore and more. Peter Jackson, Tolkien, The Hobbit, weapons and baubles.
I want to start with. Okay, first, are we playing by the same rules as before? It's like a minute and a half to answer.
Yes, sir.
Hold the board until the other person steals.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start with general knowledge for 100, just to get a gauge.
Okay, general knowledge for 100. General knowledge. We're looking for 100 is what is written on the One Ring? One is in quotation, so you should know which.
Yeah. The One Ring, obviously, the one that Sauron made in order to control everybody. Are you wanting me to quote it, or can I just tell you what it is written on there? Do I have to quote it?
It's a pretty long script.
Yeah, exactly. Jam Sully, host, are you there? Is this wasting my time? Are you burning my time out so that I can't answer?
Give an answer. Just give an answer.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
How much time do I have left? Because I was asking a question.
You have 52 seconds.
Okay, do I have to read the whole thing out, or like?
Yes. I want the exact quote of what is written on the ring.
Okay.
General knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. One ring to rule them all. One ring to bind them. One ring. And in the darkness bind them. The whole thing, like also the part where it's like, crap, it's really long, dude.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you now.
Fine, it's really long.
You actually did get no. It's not actually. It's not as long as you think it is because you got exactly what it says. The reason it feels long is because the first time it is spoken in both the Black speech and also given to you in English.
Well, I only gave you the part that was Sauron's part. The whole poem is longer.
No, I said what's written on the One Ring, not what is his poem.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that which is Sauron's part of the poem.
Exactly.
All right. Whew, wait, so I got it?
Yes, Austin gets 100 points.
Holy
Is there
crap.
any way you could put up points for us?
I almost did an oopsie
What'd you almost do?
for the scroller. I almost put my real name.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But Proton's wrong, right? Because he just said, quote, one thing to rule them all. So I'm guessing he's wrong.
Ring.
He did fix it to ring, but yes, he is still wrong because he didn't give me all of it.
Yeah, so it's the whole
one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them.
Well, no, it's one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. Well, no, crap.
No,
I just said it.
You said it right the first time.
What was it?
You did say it right, which is one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to break them all, and in the darkness bind them.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so let's go.
It's such a weird little quote. You know, Tolkien was really against that quote because some people like made him a mug. You might know about this, Jam Sully, but so someone
absolutely hated that quote.
Yeah, someone.
He's like, "Why are you cheering for the bad thing?"
Yeah, exactly. Someone made him a mug that had the quote on it and sent it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I use it as an ashtray."
Yep.
Because there's no way I'm drinking out of something that was supposed to be written from an evil perspective.
Yep. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Austin, you still have the board.
Oh man. All right. Let me look at the categories again. Let's do Peter Jackson for 100.
All right. Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Peter Jackson for 100. Peter Jackson was once quoted saying, "Remember, pain is temporary, blank is forever."
Film. That's going to be film is forever.
All right, and film is the correct answer. Austin has 2 points on the board.
That's when what's his freaking name? Kick the helmet.
Yeah.
Viggo?
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, technically, it was still in an interview that he had in 2002. But let's move forward. So, Austin, you still have the board with 200 points.
Oh, okay. Man, all right. Weapons and baubles for 100.
Weapons and baubles for 100 points. All right. I tried to make sure that the 100s are super easy.
I appreciate that because they're not.
Weapons and baubles. Ready for it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Weapons and baubles. How did Sting get its name?
Oh, Sting got its name when I believe they were in Mirkwood, but they might have just been on like the outskirts of Mirkwood. I could be wrong about that. But in The Hobbit, Bilbo had got the sword from the troll cave, and he stabbed a spider, and the spider said, "Ouch, that stings." And he said, "That's a great name."
Perfect. Yep, that is the answer of how Bilbo got the sword Sting's name.
Man, I'm not gonna get these.
Wait, you didn't know that? That's like the easiest question ever.
I knew how they got named. I said I meant to say I'm never going to get a chance to steal.
He's thinking that because all the 100 points are
I'm going with the hundreds, bro. Yeah, I'm gauging the difficulty of this quiz, and so far I'm seeing that this is going to be very hard. Hey, why is my scoreboard not updated? I have 300 points, sir.
You do have 300 points. So, what category do you want to pick?
Okay, let's go with something hard. We're gonna go The Hobbit for 100.
The Hobbit.
I'm sticking with the hundreds for a minute.
All right. The first question of The Hobbit for 100. How old was Aragorn during the events of The Hobbit?
Oh, I'm gonna say he was roughly between. Wait, how accurate? Oh, this is accurate, isn't it? This is like
Yes, you
verbatim.
have to be almost.
Yeah.
I only allowed one number difference. Literally. One
Okay.
number.
Well, you'll give me a year. Like essentially, you'll give me a year off if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say he was
Yes.
13.
And the answer to your question is
No, don't give him.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
You get a chance to steal.
So we're gonna move to Cyrek. How old? Well, I'll give you the moment, and I'll restart the clock for you.
Uh huh.
All right. How old was Aragorn during the events of The Hobbit?
Well, he was in his 80s whenever Lord of the Rings was going on, and it takes place roughly 20 years prior to the Lord of the Rings events. So I'm gonna say he was about 59.
Oh, you are both wrong. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and give you the answer. The
Uh-huh.
answer is he was 10 to 11 years old during the
Oh,
events of The
geez.
Hobbit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, I was closer. I was actually gonna say like 8 or 9 because I knew he was really young.
87.
in
No,
The
that's
Hobbit.
during a different time
Yeah,
period.
that's in the Lord of the Rings. Yes, he is 87 in the Lord of the Rings. I knew he was pretty freaking young in The Hobbit.
All right, Austin, you
Oh, I
still
see
control
where
the board.
I see where I messed up.
You see it? Yeah.
There's a lot of time jumps. A lot of really big time jumps.
You
All
said
right,
at the
Austin, you were
beginning
still
of The
control-
Hobbit. Got it.
Well, technically, I said during the
No,
events of The Hobbit.
The events of The
During
Hobbit.
events
Yeah,
of
The Hobbit only takes
because
like
The Hobbit only takes a year-long time frame. So, now we're
so
moving
10 to
forward.
11. Yeah, all right.
How-
So I'm getting
Awesome.
more comfortable. I'm getting more comfortable with this. Let me try something a little bit bigger.
All right, let's go for it.
Let's do Tolkien for 100.
Tolkien for 100. All right. So
This is
the
gonna be
first question
hard.
for Tolkien for 100 is: where did Tolkien derive the name Middle Earth from?
He derived the name for Middle Earth from Middle Ages.
I'm
That's
only
gonna be
gonna-
my final answer.
That's your final answer? You're just gonna go with the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your mic's kind of going in and out a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having to actually bounce between screens.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say what Proton said. That's a swing and that's a miss. No,
All right.
sir, he is not
Okay.
from the Middle Ages. So,
All right.
Cyrek, you get a chance to steal.
So Tolkien was real big about Norse mythology and implementing it into Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He got the name of Middle Earth from Midgar, which actually translates to Middle Earth.
Oh
yes,
man.
it does.
Yeah,
that is the exact
all right.
answer we were looking for.
That makes a lot of
Midgar is
sense.
the answer.
Okay.
All right, Cyrek takes the board and adds himself to the $100.
I told you I was taking a
game.
risk there. I was like, Tolkien, that's going to be the hardest category for me, probably.
Oh,
Hey!
he's gone.
Wait, the host, no. Well, I guess we go back to the
He'll be
video.
back in just a second. I
300
hope
to
he's back in
100.
just a second. Yeah, see, Proton gets it. North Smith.
Yeah.
I have no
I mean-
clue why.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, I have no clue why it dropped me off. But all right, so the next moment is for Cyrek, who took the board and added himself to the point system with 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
What is your category?
Tolkien for 200. 200.
Oh, hey.
Tolkien.
That
there's
setting.
an echo.
Yeah, go to your settings because I didn't do anything different.
Remember last time? Oh, okay, bye.
He's still here. His mic is turned off.
Oh, okay. I just remember last time there was a setting that you had that you could cancel out echo.
I'm in the
All
backstage.
right, I don't hear an echo now, so we're good.
Yeah, that's a
All
lot
right.
better.
Awesome. So you're going to do Tolkien for 200. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. The dwarves remind Tolkien of what race of people?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Mhm. Why is Gandalf gay? I have no clue what to tell you there on that one, Proton. It's probably because he's a Maya and he technically has no gender affiliation.
the dwarves remind Tolkien of. I want to say. The Swedish?
Would that be your
Wait,
final answer?
you said race of people.
Yes, I did. Race of people.
And Swedes are white people, or at least they are considered now.
Well, okay.
Mongolian?
Mongolian.
No, that's the Easterlings.
I will make an adaptation and say, because if that's the way you guys are going to look at it, what group of people? That'd be better wording.
Okay, then I'm going to go with Swedish.
Okay. That's your final answer?
Yes.
And the answer is no, sir. So we're going to go back to Austin for the steal of. Let's go ahead and add your minute timer real fast.
Only 1 minute? Nah, that's all I need. I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
All right, cool. I'm hoping you do because I'll
Go ahead
still
and
have 30 seconds. But the question for you is: the dwarves are my token of what race of people?
Okay, so this is going to sound really silly, I think, because we actually covered a video that they technically got this right. It's the Jewish people.
And the answer is yes. The dwarves reminded Tolkien of the Jews. Now, before people get crazy with that, the dwarves did not remind Tolkien of the Jews because of anything racist or during World War II era. It was because of the way that they were Semitic and they took care of their weapons, as well as they actually really liked old architect. And so it reminded him of a lot of the Jews because they liked gold as well as they liked old architect.
It's still silly.
It is. All right, so also with 400 points. Cyrek, I was really thinking you were going to take this away, but don't worry. I actually feel like you probably will at the end of this.
Probably. We'll see.
All right, Austin, go ahead and pick your question and your category. Well, your category and then your question.
I like that Proton went from Germans to the other guys.
Yeah, the other guys. Let me look at these again. Okay, so we still have who are they for 100? That's what I'll pick, and I think that's all the hundreds, right?
For 100, yes, sir. That will be all of your 100s. Who are they for 100?
Well, hold on.
No, you've done that one. Oh wait, no, not bad.
No, I haven't. But I want to say, hold on. I should have 500 points. That was Tolkien for 200 that I just got. So
you should also have. Yeah. That was Tolkien for 200.
So you
Cyrek got the 100 token.
No, 500. 500.
He was at 300 initially.
You're right.
You stole the 100 point from him.
Yeah, and then we both didn't get Aragon right. So that's that should be the whole top board with this question. Will be the whole top board. Yep. Okay. Yep. So who are they for 100, please?
Who are they for 100 is who holds the horn of Gondor after Boromir?
Oh, that's a good question. Who holds the horn of Gondor after Boromir? I'm gonna guess Aragorn does. That's actually not my first instinct, but that's gonna be my final answer is Aragorn.
That is going to be your final answer?
Yes.
And I will have to go ahead and tell you. Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. So we move into Cyrek with.
Well, hold on. Can I argue a point that
yes,
Aragorn would
definitely. I would definitely let you guys argue.
Aragorn would have to hold it afterwards to deliver it to whoever's next.
Explain why.
Well, because of the fact that they would take it.
Take it from what?
From oh crap. Okay, hold on. I'm thinking movie logic. Yeah, I forgot he lives a lot longer. No, I don't have an argument.
Well, I was going to let you know, even in movie logic, you are still wrong. So we're going to move to Cyrek.
It's broken, and they leave it on his body in the movie, but in reality, he lives a lot longer.
So we're going to move on to Cyrek. I will answer your question later. So,
Yeah.
Cyrek, who holds the horn for 100 after Boromir?
Crap. It was it wasn't his brother. It wasn't it wasn't anybody in Aragorn's line. It wasn't anybody from what's it called? The Kingdom of Man that they go to. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Well, the horn is called the Horn of Gondor, so I'll go ahead and tell you that.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Gondor. I am what was his freaking name? He's a sleazeball.
No one was cleaved in two. You are correct about that.
What? I said the horn was
Morgoth.
cleaved in two in the movie.
He just said no one was cleaved in two, and I agree with him. No
Was
one
it
was.
Thoromir?
Yeah, no one.
Who?
Thoromir?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, I will go ahead and say you threw together. I don't know who you threw together, but the answer is no. So the last person seen holding the horn of Gondor is actually Denethor, their father.
Okay,
That's,
yeah, that makes
yep.
makes a lot of sense.
I took the Thor from his last name.
Good
the last part of his first name.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
part of his name.
That was
Yay, I'm
definitely
still in charge.
imperative. Yes, you are. So we will move on with Austin.
Oh,
Still
so
holding
wait,
the
that was
title.
that was the 100-point. Who are they?
Yes, it was.
Oh God. Okay. Dude, let's go all out. Let's do weapons and baubles for 600. I'm gonna go all
Weapons
out.
and baubles for 600. Okay. I'm gonna ask Zach a favor. 1 second, guys.
This is gonna be. I'm going big. Because one was how did Sting get its name? That wasn't too bad. So what is the 600 question?
$600 question for, or 600-point question for weapons and baubles is, what was Morgoth's weapon's name?
Morgoth's weapon?
Yes. The question is, what was Morgoth's weapon's name?
I'm gonna have a tough one with this. I know who Morgoth is.
I'm thinking. Yeah, this crap. I have an idea, but I don't. Oh no, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get this at all. Okay, Morgoth's weapon.
Yes. What was Morgoth's
It didn't.
weapon's name?
Okay, I'm gonna go with this. All right, this is kind of a trick question. It doesn't have a name because he killed people using his hands.
Ooh, that is an interesting answer. All right, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, the answer is All right,
Okay.
We're gonna move to Cyrek. What was Morgoth's weapon's name?
Okay, so real quick, Morgoth was in the Second Age. He was the big evil threat of Middle Earth in the Second Age, and then
I will give you no
shortly
answers.
shortly after he fell, Sauron started taking power. But I'm trying to remember what Morgoth's weapon's name is, and I'm going to go with.
If you guess it, I will be so blown away just by because it sounds like you don't know.
I'm having a
No, I don't think
drawing
either
a
of us know.
fucking blank.
All right, time is ticking. Got 30 seconds.
Gord? Like
Is that
goring?
your final answer?
Yes.
But I do want to point out, Cyrek, you were actually you were the closest, not probably. You were the closest. The answer that I would have accepted and the judges would have accepted is his weapon's name was Grond or
Wait,
the Hammer of the Underworld.
like
Fuck.
the ceremonial battering ram was named after.
That was Grog, and that's actually a
okay.
creature. And a drink,
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. All right. My mistake.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, thank you, Proton.
Morgoth.
First stage.
If I'm not mistaken, Morgoth
Yes.
also is Melkor, right? They're the same person, Melkor and Morgoth.
Yes, they are.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. So I'm following along. Wow, that was really difficult. Do I get to pick another one?
Knowledge is bad.
That's the point of this. Is it my turn again?
Yes, you do. You guys do get you do get to pick another one, specifically you, Austin. But I actually want to go ahead and address what Proton said. You say Melkor was in the first stage, and you are technically correct. Interesting though is Morgoth was locked up for 3 ages, but not in the ages that we know. I just want to point that out. Thought that was interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, so we have 3 ages of men, right? Which is when the Lord of the Rings
ages of men. Yes, exactly.
But during the time period, Morgoth was actually locked up all the way until 3 ages, and then during the first age, he got unlocked up, fought the Valar, and then got locked up again, like a madman. But go ahead. What is your second question?
My second, not second. It's definitely more than second.
It's definitely your next one. Sorry.
The next one I want to pick is let's go. Let's go. Who are they for 200?
Who are they for 200? Let's see what we got going on for 200 points.
Yeah, that Proton has 600. Why?
Because he's a boss. I agree with that. Proton does have 600 points.
How? How does he have
You got it
600
right.
points? Which?
The last one that you did.
Hold on.
All right. It doesn't. No, I'm. The thing is, I'm the. Curator,
Oh,
right? So
yeah,
I get to
yeah,
choose,
he did. Okay.
and he is right.
Okay,
All
yeah. I blame Google. He cheated.
He may have, but I never said they couldn't. So for 200, who are they?
I can cheat.
You are not allowed to cheat.
Oh, okay.
Who was the 4th member of the conspiracy unmasked?
The 4th member? Would the
Yes.
4th member actually be?
I will go ahead and give you guys the actual answer because I thought about this question as well. And I was
Wait,
worried you guys would
what?
guess some people. So I'm not going to give you the full answer. So the question is, who is the 4th member?
Hi, Mike. Your mic's gone. Come back. Pull back up this stream.
Yeah,
You've
pull
been off
back
the
up
app
stream.
too long.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So the fourth member that you will be guessing is going to be minusing Mary, Pippin, and Sam.
You didn't
Who
need
was
to
the 4th?
say that. I already know.
Do you?
It's Fatty.
All right. See, and the reason I said it that way with that thought process is because I'm like, well, I could give them the whole thing, but I'm not. And Fatty Bulger is the correct answer with 200 points.
Yeah. Thank you. It's
All right, what
he's
is your
the
next
4th member. And I mean, you really didn't need to give the hint on that because he's literally the 4th person brought up. Like,
How
because
many points?
200.
yeah, he's got 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a 5th member, but that's the reason I did the 4th thing. Is
There's a
5th member.
5th member.
Yeah, and that's why I
5th
did. That's
member.
why I gave the guesses that I did, or the choices that I did, is because technically, if you want to break it down, there is a member before Fatty.
Oh man. Okay.
But
No,
you're not
you
guessing
got
that
me
one.
there. Yeah, you got me there. Who was that?
The 5th member is technically the Miller's son.
Oh,
They-
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they do conspire with him about what's going on with Frodo and what they choose to do. He is not involved in the story later on,
but
is
he
a part of
was.
them.
Okay. Oh, that's clever. All right. That would have been a way harder question, but this is a 200-point question. So yeah, Fatty is a much easier question. Let's do that one again. Let's do 300.
300 for who are they?
Yeah, I like that.
All right, for who are they? Who sang this song passage?
Mm-hmm.
The wind was on the withered heath, but in the forest stirred no leaf. Their shadows lay by night and day, and darting silence crept beneath.
Can you copy paste that into the chat or just read it again, I guess?
I can most certainly copy paste it because it is a long thing to say.
If you copy paste it, I just want everybody to know I'm not going to Google it. I just want to read it myself.
Well, that also allows for Cyrek to look at it if he steals the board.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives him an advantage as well. Yeah, just throw it in. I want to read that again because that's an interesting one. There it is. The wind was on the withered heath, but in the forest stirred no leaf. Their shadows lay by night and day, and dark things silent crept beneath. Oh man. Okay, so this is going to be the main party of hobbits, is what I'm believing. I think this is about the Barrow Downs.
Skinny Bulger? Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just read what Proton said. I love your answer.
Okay, so I stopped reading it already. I'm just back on the main screen here.
I said Bulger. Whatever.
How much time do I have left?
You have 45 seconds.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this is about the Barrow Downs and that this is written by the main party of hobbits. So I'm inclined to think Frodo, because he is one to pipe up and sing.
He was one to pipe up and sing.
But so is Pippin. Pippin likes to sing songs too. So I'm actually going to guess Pippin. I'm going to say Pippin.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
And unfortunately, that was not correct, sir. So we are going to move to Cyrek.
That's a good try.
To steal. Cyrek.
So
you want me to read this out loud?
I got it.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the thing that I do, which is, yes, Frodo and Pippin love to break into song.
Yes,
but this is a poem.
Yeah,
not a
all
song.
All their songs are poems.
Not all. Well, all their songs are poems, but not all their poems are songs. So I'm gonna say
I will
Mary.
agree with that.
Yeah,
Mary.
that makes logical. Oh, Mary. Okay. Yeah.
That's an interesting answer. Can you please explain your answer to me? Because I understood where McNeely was coming from, but I do want an explanation. That's why you think.
Bro, we're not supposed. That's not my name.
Sorry.
I have 3 names on screen, and you chose the one that I didn't pick to put on screen. What the crap?
So,
I've called you
in
that
the
so
books,
much.
in the books, I remember Mary being more poetic and it being stated as not being in song, but just straight poem.
Oh yeah, you are correct.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mary.
So Mary's a poet. He just doesn't sing.
Mary.
I mean, he sings. Don't get me wrong. He sings, but he doesn't normally. Sorry.
Yes. Oh, give me guys 1 second.
Okay, well then I'll say what I was going to say. That's interesting to think about. So Mary is a poet, but unlike Frodo and Pippin, he doesn't improvise. Because Frodo and Pippin both improvise on the road a lot and just come up with songs and poems.
Yeah,
but so Mary's an actual written poet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know Mary has broken into song before, but he sings old songs. Like he sings songs he knows. Not necessarily original work. I can't, off the top of my head, think of a time Mary sung his own original work.
Yeah, he didn't because the poem itself is older than Mary and the rest of the group.
Oh, so you're saying this poem specifically that we were just guessing on is an older poem?
Yes.
Oh, crap.
But,
okay.
Like Proton says, Mary emotes more.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I give you that.
I was giving someone directions.
That's perfectly fine. We had a little nice chat, but we're probably about to be wrong.
So you said Mary, correct? Cyrek?
Yes.
The answer is wrong. The
Oh,
answer
Ooh.
that I would have accepted is the dwarves.
Wow. Okay.
Because who are they? I'm just going to go ahead and give a preface. This literally covers almost anything Tolkien.
oh.
Well,
So this can be from the Silmarillion or the books.
Yep.
right, and so the answer might not be specifically a person, but it could also be a group of people.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair ugh.
Yep.
I
this
do
is
remember.
actually the
I do
is
remember
actually the
Mary doing
second
poems.
song he did. And I was impressed with your answer. That's why I wanted to ask what made you think that. But yeah, this is actually the second song in The Hobbit.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's nice
So-
to know.
Next, so it's Austin still holding the board with 700 and Cyrek 100. Proton with 600. So let's move forward. Let's see who gets this.
Let's do the Hobbit again, and for 200.
The Hobbit for 200. All right. So
I'm glad I have the lead over the guest who can cheat according to your own rules.
Yeah, I'm fine with him cheating. All right. So this is something
That
we
doesn't
talked
make
about.
sense.
I'm not actually going to give any clues here. What is the actual name of the book Bilbo wrote and its alternative titles?
Wait, I have to know all of those?
You don't have to know all of them. I'm willing to accept 2 answers from both parties. You have to give one answer and an additional answer.
Okay, the Red Book and Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna go with those.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to roll a dice. So
'Cause I know
Give
there's
me-
I know there's multiple other names, but I don't remember them off top of my head.
actually, no, I don't even have to roll the dice because of the fact that there are multiple names. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I am sorry.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no. So we're gonna move to Cyrek with what are the names that of the book that Bilbo wrote and their alternative titles?
So you're saying Bilbo wrote
Yes.
There and Back Again
Okay.
is
That's
one
yeah,
of
that's
them.
one. Yeah, that's one.
The other would be what was the other book?
Dude, come on, just no, steal from me. Come on, man. Get some points on the board.
There and Back Again, the Red Book, and
He said you only needed 2. Stop there. You
All right.
got it.
Okay. Well, this is the reason I wouldn't accept his answer, is because there's 2 titles of the Red Book.
Wait.
so the answer is
Then
no.
hold on. No, Cyrek, get something else. No, get points. Get
Is
points.
this your all right, fine, I'll give you a moment. Is this your final answer?
no,
Holy
So
crap!
it's,
No, sorry,
There
I
and
did
Back
not mean to
Again.
mislead you.
it's There and Back Again, and the other was
Yeah, good luck. I barely it's in my head, but I could not.
it's in mine,
bring
and I
it.
can't bring it out.
Yeah, I can't put it on my tongue, but I do know another title.
I actually told you all the titles.
I
right there,
know.
by the way.
I know. That's why I know that it's in my head, and I'm like thinking, but it's still just this like ambiguous blob of
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like,
letters.
wait, these are the answers?
Yeah,
you
because
guys
I
will-
totally.
You both will be pissed once you get the answers. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
I
let you
know.
that.
I definitely know. How much time does he have left?
The March on.
Ooh,
I
you're
can't
close.
think of it.
That's good. That's a good start. That's
It
a
was
good start.
the
I don't think
March
that's right
on-
either, but that's really
no,
close.
it's not. It's not. Never mind. It's not. That was an event that happened.
Yeah, but it's still closer than what we both have guessed so far.
I know There and Back Again because that's the name of
Yes.
the Hobbit.
Right.
Um,
There and back again. Guess that.
wait, wait. Nope. I think my time is up. James?
I would think so too, but I guess he's gone.
Okay, wait, can you hear me? Sorry, I had to come
Yeah,
back.
now we can.
Okay, so unfortunately, There and Back Again is not an appropriate title. Neither is the Red Book.
Ooh,
The
what?
reason, yes, the reason is There and Back Again was a title discussed by Bilbo, never actually written down as the official title of this book. So
Interesting.
Bilbo titled the book the Red Book of West Marsh, which is where it was held for so long. It was also titled. The reason I wouldn't accept the Red Book as a standard title is because it was also titled the Red Book of Paranith, which is another location it was held. The other answers was the downfall of the Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings was close, but not correct.
Ah, okay.
And
But it
then
didn't matter
the
because I said Red Book. So if I'd
Yes,
gotten
and
one and said Lord of the Rings, the judges might have said yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And then it was the Thane's book, which is the book once Bilbo, Sam, and Frodo left Hobbiton, they gave the book to.
Your mic's gone. Come back. You gotta have the. You have to
Yeah,
have
just
this
keep it
open.
open until
Sorry.
you actually go into the questions.
Yeah, sorry. All right. So the book was actually called the Thane's Book when it was given to Merry and Pippin after Frodo, Sam, and Frodo left the Shire. The Thane's
Frodo,
Book
Sam,
is
and Frodo.
sorry, Frodo, Sam, and Bilbo. Yes, sorry. Frodo, Sam, and Bilbo left the Shire. That's when it became the Thane's Book. It was given to Merry and Pippin, who moved on and talked to what we talked about the other day. They talked to Aragorn, they talked to the people of Rohirrim, and all of that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, fair enough, man. I shouldn't have gotten that wrong because we literally talked about it yesterday. But I did.
Well,
I
time
feel like
for me to start listening to Lord of the Rings while I'm at work.
I feel like
you should. It's good.
Proton actually does seem to know a lot. I'm proud of you. He said Mary was a Thane. And
Yes,
like,
he was.
he was. And
Mary
that's
was
what
a thing.
All right. So
And then Pippin was high up
Pippin's
too,
also,
right?
Pippin's also a Thane. Both of their
Like,
families.
I thought he wasn't a Thane, but he was like equivalent.
He becomes,
it was
so
something.
okay.
A
So
baron?
if you look at
He was like a baron?
If you look at Meriadoc's name and his title, he's a Thane. Pippin,
Yes.
also from a lineage of high repute, becomes a Thane as well. He becomes a Thane after Mary steps down. So both of their families are so high up that either one can become a Thane.
I just realized we haven't done Lauren Moore.
No, we haven't.
Neither of you have. So
yeah, let's do Lauren Moore for 100.
Lauren Moore. Okay.
Yeah.
So Lauren Moore, we're moving down. Sorry, I have to find this.
You're good.
Okay, so can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
What age were the Rings of Power created?
They were created in the Second Age.
Is that your final answer?
Well, you're making me question it, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
All right, that is 100 points towards McNeil's.
Yay! Stop calling me that.
What do you want me to call you?
Austin.
Dude, Austin, flying to the moon.
Okay.
Something other
Either one of those. Flying, moon.
Fair enough.
To the.
I'll go
any
with
of that.
flying.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 100 points towards flying. All right.
Yay!
Yeah. Flying keeps the board at this point in time. So,
dude, let's do Lauren Moore for 200. I forgot this was even a category. I'll probably not know more than that, but let's do it.
Lauren Moore, name the 5 wizards.
Okay. There's white. Does that count? Because it could also be multicolored. Because at one point he says, "I'm no longer the white. I'm multicolored."
No, just so
wait. Names?
Yes. So we have a definition. Name their actual given names. Name the wizards.
Sauron, Gandalf, Radagast, and then the Blue Wizards. I don't think had names. They were just the Blue Wizards. They were brothers, and that's 5. There you go. There you go.
Before you end your thing, I will go ahead and give you guys all this hint. The Blue Wizards did have names.
Oh well, there you go. I'm done. I don't know them.
Okay, that's your final answer.
Yep.
And we're gonna move on to Cyrek. Name
Did
the
not know
five
the Blue Wizards had names.
I
Crap.
know that they have names. I just don't know them. Also, you said Sauron. It's Saruman.
Yes, I know. Exactly. I ignored that because he got it wrong anyways.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
So it's Saruman, Radagast, Gandalf.
Yeah.
And then the Blue
Uh-huh.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Two of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One starts with an I. One starts with the A. Oh my God! What are their names?
You got 45 seconds. I'm gonna check to see what okay. Those are interesting answers.
Illuin and
And you are out of time.
All right.
Yay.
Okay, so the answers to that question is what were the five wizards' name for 200 is Alatar, Palando, which are both the blue wizards.
Oh my
and then
God.
Gandalf, Radagast, and Saruman.
Wait, what were the Blue Wizards' names again?
Polando.
Yep, you have Alatar and Palando.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
right with one of them starting with A. I was wrong with I.
The other one starting with I, yes.
Yeah, you were close. You were closer than me, that's for sure. You actually got
Alright.
the three that we should know
So-
right, and I only got two of those right.
The flying still holds the board. Let's move forward.
Dude, Peter Jackson for 200.
About freaking time. Okay, Peter Jackson. for
Oh,
200.
you're excited about this one. I'm glad.
All right. Peter Jackson was once quoted saying, "The most blank form of filmmaking is to make a film for blank."
The most blank form of filmmaking is to make a film for blank. The most blank form of filmmaking is to make a film for blank.
Yes, sir.
The most
are your
pure, the most pure form of filmmaking is to make a film for how much time do I have? I want to think about this.
You have 45 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna think about this. Hold on. Okay, I think I got it. The most pure form of filmmaking is films made for fans. I'm gonna go with that.
That's your final answer.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
The answer is all right. Cyrus,
Darn.
you get a chance to steal. Do you want me to read the question for you?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
All right. Peter Jackson was once quoted saying, "The most blank form of filmmaking is making a film for blank."
Repeat it for me one more time.
The most blank form of filmmaking is to make a film for blank.
Crap, now I feel like I have it actually. Crap.
The most.
I was gonna roll a dice for you until you changed your answer at the end. I'm just gonna let you know.
I changed my. I didn't give my second quote. And what are you talking about? No, tell me after.
Yeah, I will.
The most. I know the last part is a film made for everyone, but the first part is eluding me. The most. Beloved form of film
I
is
like
a film
that.
made for everyone.
That is a great answer.
I like that. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
Is
hold
that
on.
wait-
Before you give the
Yeah.
right answer,
Okay, go for it.
on further thought, which I know I'm not going to get points for this.
Okay.
I think I would say the most pure form of filmmaking, or beloved, I like that as well, is a film made for myself. That's actually, I would change my last part to myself.
That is so close, and I would have rolled that with the judges. But the actual answer is the most honest form of filmmaking is one made for oneself.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
Yep.
Honest.
I thought it,
honest.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that's beautiful, dude.
And the
Great
reason I
job.
say that, the reason I thought it was interesting that you got so close is because you and I talked about this again yesterday, where we were talking about you should write stuff for yourself and not for other people.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of stuff, like music and any
All
art
right.
you're making. That's beautiful,
So
dude.
Flying-
Good job,
so
Peter
Flying
Jackson.
still holds-
Yes.
Right? Exactly. Flying
Yeah, but I
still holds the lead.
I hold the lead, but I haven't gained points in a while. But
So you
I
have
do
not.
still hold the board.
What?
So where do you
How
want to
many
go?
points? Oh wait, he still has 800.
Yeah, it should still be
he
at
hasn't
800.
gained
That sounds
anything.
right. Let's do
Proton, where you at?
let's do who are they for 400? We've done 1, 2, and 3, haven't we?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, let's do who are they for 400. I'm gonna try and
Who are
close this out.
they for 400? All right. Who said the light will always prevail? All who resist will be burnt by it.
Galadriel.
Is that your final answer? I haven't
Yeah.
got to start the time. Okay.
Yeah.
That is. All right.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go to Cyrek. You
Uh-huh.
want me to reread the question?
Yes, please.
All right. So the question is, who are they for 400?
Mm-hmm.
Who said the light will always prevail? All who resist will be burnt by it.
That was Saruman?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, that is the wrong answer.
Huh.
So the person who once said, sorry, I'm losing my mind here. The person who said the light will always prevail, all who resist will be burnt by it, was a quote from Celebrimbor.
Shit.
Oh yeah, Celebrimbor. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's from it's
Isn't that from like the
extra
first age?
works.
Isn't that Cimmerillion text?
It's actually from the games, which
What?
considered canon, and Celebrimbor is the canon character. Yes.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay. Right on. Let's do the next
All
one in
right.
the line.
All right. So you want to go 500?
Wait, was that for 400?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yeah, for 500. Who are they?
Who are they for 500? Who forged Narsil? I knew 100 was super easy. That's why I made all the other ones harder.
I hate you so much.
Narsil. Well, Narsil was. Oh crap! How vague can I be? 'Cause- okay, so Narsil was forged by the elves.
Okay.
How's oh crap? Okay, yeah, Narsil was forged by the elves, but I guess technically it was forged by the second generation of elves, I think, and then it was reforged by the third age of elves, which were
I love
still
your
the
answer,
second
Proton.
age of elves, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Narsil was forged by elves. No,
Narsil
I
was
changed. I'm
forged-
changing my answer. I have time.
You have 42
Narsil
seconds.
was forged by the Dunedain, by the the Numenorians. It was forged by the Numenorians. That's what I'm gonna say.
Final answer?
Numenorians.
The answer is
Crap.
Uh,
Thought about it, and maybe I was better off with my first guess. I know it was reforged by the elves, but I wanted to. Yeah, so the Numenorians is wrong. All right, fair enough.
All right, give me the question.
All right. Who forged? Sorry. So we're looking at 500.
Yeah. Who are they?
Who are they for 500? Give me a second. I want to read this correctly for you so you don't get any fuck ups. Who forged Narsil?
You need to come back to the page. Your mic's starting to.
So,
who forged Narsil?
Who forged Narsil? I'm going to go with. Oh god, what are they called? Starts with an I or an A, depending on how you want to fucking pronounce it. The Astari? Or Asari?
Is that your final answer?
Yep.
All right. Astari or Isari for the final answer. That is.
Yep.
Yeah, the final answer is, just so you guys are aware, we were looking for a specific person, so Austin was close. It was a Numenorian. But the answer
Come on, you couldn't roll the judges on me?
No, there are a lot of Numenorians.
Yeah, but still, the judges. Come on, judges.
Nope, because this person was a famous person. It's Telkar Nagrod.
He's not famous to me.
Nope, he may not be famous to you, but he is famous for Numenorians.
Jeez. I feel like judges should have been brought in.
The only reason I chose not to is because that Numenorian specifically is the only one who forged Narsil, and you were thinking of a group of people who forged later on. Narsil changed its name when it got reforged, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. This is stupid. Let's do the 600 point. Who are they for 600? Let's get this over with.
Okay. Who are they for 600? What character said this? This doom she chose, forsaking the blessed realm and putting aside all claims to kinship with those that dwell there. I will actually put this one so you guys can read it again in the chat.
Please do.
I think I understood the quote, and I know who it's in reference to. I think, and before it's not even there yet. I'm gonna guess. I'm actually. I know I'm wrong. I know it's gonna be some other dude. Aragorn. But it's gonna be some random elf that I don't know by name.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. So my final answer is some random elf that I don't know by name.
Can you describe this elf? Because you may get with the judges if you can describe. You still have time.
He's fair skinned.
Okay.
And beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, tall. Okay.
No, I'm racist with elves. They all look the same to me.
All right. Well, the answer to that is because they all sound that way. This particular elf does not. The answer is no. So we will go with Cyrek.
Yeah, what do you got?
I have a feeling this elf has been named before. If I'm not misremembering if the character is actually an elf or not.
Okay.
Whoever said this has definitely been named.
I'm gonna go with. Wait, this Doom she chose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck.
Whatever I put on there is what you're trying to get.
So it's not a dude. Well,
this is a quote. This is a quote from a character in the book. Who said this?
Oh, am I supposed to be guessing who said it?
Yes.
Yeah, who are they? Not who are they talking about? Who said it? Who are they? Who's the person that said this? It's easy to guess who they're talking about.
Fuck.
You're down to 30
Legolas's
seconds.
dad.
Ooh. All
I
right.
can't remember his name.
Can I take another guess with no point value?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let him know the answer is Go
Yeah,
ahead,
exactly.
Let him guess the answer.
All right, so I think that it could possibly be, and I'm actually going to get the name wrong, which is upsetting, but it's going to be like crap, I can't think of his name. Heath or Harth. It's close to Hodor, but it's not Hodor. It's like he in the movies they had him killed off in the second movie.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, and the
Yeah.
answer is definitely no.
Okay.
You were actually closer with your initial guess, which is that it was from Aragorn. But it's only because he talks about this character in a song after Frodo gets stabbed. It is Baron. It is Baron and Luthien.
Oh, okay, yeah, Baron. Okay, yeah, they're
Baron sings this song and talks about what's going on when Luthien gave up her life.
right because it's okay. Yep. So Aragorn references the fact that because Aragorn's relationship is a mirror image.
Yes.
It's not exactly a
Of
mirror
that
image, but it's like of a Cimmerillion situation.
Can I actually go ahead and
Jeez.
give Proton, due to the fact that he was the only one who guessed proper, not on this question, but the last question of what transpired, can I go ahead and give Proton 100 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets 100 points?
He didn't get the full answer. That's why he didn't get all the points. The point was
Wait,
for like
I don't get points for being wrong.
No, you do not, because you are the contestant. He is the audience.
Oh man. Okay.
He's cheating
All right.
because he has a brother that knows all the information.
All right. So it is still up to flying.
Geez.
What question would you like?
All right, let's go with scroll up here. Let's do The Hobbit for 400.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go wild on The Hobbit, but not so far down to be 500 or 600. But we've only done I think 100 and 200. So let's see what the 400 is.
I have a feeling I'm gonna get it wrong.
The Hobbit for 400, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right. Sorry, that was a different question. The Hobbit for 400. During filming of The Hobbit, one of the main casts specifically, played two characters. One once as their character, and again as a fill-in. Who were they?
Peter Jackson.
I haven't even got to start your timer or anything. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
And okay, let's move to Cyrek, because that was a crazy answer. So Cyrek, who played?
He played multiple characters. Okay.
He did, but I said main cast. Who played of the main cast multiple characters, once as their self and once again as a fill-in?
In The Hobbit?
In The Hobbit.
Movies. I didn't expect the movies to be involved.
I told you it's everything.
Yeah, I hate it for that.
What is his name?
Can you describe?
Oh God, what was his freaking name?
Or the character? You can choose to describe the actor or the character that they played.
I'm going to describe the character because I don't know what the actor's name is. But it was the. Oh God, what was this? What was his character? Which one was it? Which of the dwarves was it? Because I know it was one of the freaking dwarves. Oh God. It was the leader one. I can't remember what his name is at the
Thorin.
moment. Was it
Of the
Thorin?
hobbits?
What?
Yeah,
You
sorry,
s-
of the dwarves? Yeah, like what? How can you not remember who that is?
More specifically, Thorin Oakenshield, but just saying.
I'm bad with names. I barely remember Austin's name sometimes.
Dude, I have that problem too.
I want to call him by his actual first name sometimes.
Same. All the time.
But I'm gonna go with Thorin.
Thorin Oakenshield.
The actor who played Thorin.
Ooh, that's a good choice, Proton. Unfortunately, both the audience and the guest did not get the answer correct. The answer for this is specifically in The Hobbit. The main character who played two characters, and the reason I worded it the way I did was because it is Martin Freeman who played Bilbo, and then he also played old Bilbo as a fill-in.
Are you
That doesn't
kidding
count.
me?
That doesn't count. That's a stupid. That's
That is
absolutely
so stupid.
No.
It is the most ridiculous thing I
No.
saw. I was like, what?
No, that doesn't count. Bilbo and Bilbo are the same character.
Which is why I worded it the way I did. So, during the filming of The Hobbits,
Whatever.
what main cast played two characters, once as their character and again as a fill-in? I didn't never say that they chose to play a different character as their fill-in, but they played as a fill-in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dick question and it's a trick question.
Yeah,
So,
I see that.
so the next is Austin again.
Yeah. Hobbit for 300.
Hobbit for 300. All right. How many years before the Two Towers did the events of The Hobbit take place?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. I'm doing math in my head. Okay.
I agree with this noise that he was making, though.
I'll take my headset off.
He can do that.
He totally can.
But we kind of had a
Right.
hint to it already.
We did. Which is why I never gave an explanation to the last question that was asked closest to this.
Okay. I'm going to say 46.
46 is your answer.
Yeah, 46.
All right. And that is incorrect. We will move to Barrett.
All right. So we already knew that Aragorn was in his 80s. I'm going back to this. We knew that Aragorn was in his 80s in Lord of the Rings, and Two Towers is only 6 months through the journey.
Yep.
Because it all takes place in 1 year, but you got to account for the 17 years that they spent
Oh, I see what you're doing
in
here.
the first two
Okay.
chapters.
You're smarter than me.
Yep, I understand what you're saying.
So at the start, whenever they actually meet up, after leaving the Shire, Aragorn was in his 80s. So I'm going to go with it was about 80 years prior. Because Aragorn would be about it was about 75 years prior because Aragorn would be in his younger he would be about 8 or 9 around that time.
All right, I'm gonna have to take it to the judges. So give me just a split second.
Yeah, no, somehow you messed up your math there.
How?
But we'll see what the judges say, and then I'll tell you the correct answer using your own reasoning, because I think you're right.
Think Aragorn was
the
87.
judges are
I think Aragorn was 87.
something. Yeah. But even if it's 80, remember the answer we got before was he was either 10 or 11, so it's
Oh my
70.
goodness! Oh
Huh.
my goodness! The judges are in your favor.
There you go.
How many years?
The answer is it was 77 years. You got
Yep.
75, and it was
Whoa!
super close.
You're very close.
How many
Okay.
points was
So,
that?
That point was
Uh,
for 300 on who?
3? I
No,
thought that was 4.
was
Oh
it
yeah.
made
Looks like meat's Back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, you have half my score. Good stuff.
How many years before the Two Towers? It was 300. Okay.
Yep. 300. Yeah. So with that category, 400 and 600 are still left.
Cyrek, you are
Mhm.
moving
right.
forward. Okay,
So
Proton,
what
I
else
wanted to
left?
discuss this.
No,
I wanted to
wait.
discuss this.
500 and 600 are left.
Of this
Sorry.
category, yes.
Yes.
Proton,
Yeah, my
I
bad.
wanted to discuss this. I don't know what the boo's about, but screw you too, okay, bruh?
Because of this. Whenever you said that freaking Martin Freeman played
Oh, yeah,
Bilbo
yeah,
and
yeah.
old Bilbo.
Yeah, exactly. All three of us are on the same frequency
Dude,
here. That was stupid.
That was such a big question, and I planned it. Every time I was sitting there, I was like, should I keep this question? Should I not? And I was like, yeah, I'm totally keeping this question.
All right. So
Fair enough.
What categories have been completed? If we've completed any, because I think we have.
You actually haven't completed a full category yet, but you have gotten super close with, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I completed Who Are They? We went all the way through Who Are They?
Did we go through all the way? Yes,
Yes.
we did. Oh my god, we did. Yep. Who
That's
are they?
the
is
one
gone.
complete.
Yep. I'm looking at them now. Yeah. Who
So
are they?
what all do we have in Tolkien that's available?
All right, going to Tolkien. Correct me if I am wrong. You guys did the 100 in Tolkien.
Yep.
Trying to find 200 real fast. I think you guys did 200 as well.
I think we did.
Yes, that's the only thing you guys done in Tolkien is 100 and 200.
So let's go with Tolkien for 3.
You want to do
Don't forget to
Tolkien for
come back in
300?
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to come back in here to refresh.
Tolkien for 300. We are looking at. In Tolkien's words, what inspired the two trees? Sorry, I'm having such a hard time with these words. Larlian and Telporian. In case you, just to give this is just to give definition for everybody.
Yep.
Those are the moon tree and the sun tree.
Wait a minute.
You're talking about the white trees of Gondor, right?
Not just the white trees, because the white trees of Gondor are spawns from the moon trees. But
okay.
Yeah, the literal trees, the ones that gave sun and the moon.
Okay, all right.
I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil, is that your final answer?
Yes.
The answer is all right. So we're gonna go to Flying to the Moon. You ready for the question?
Yeah, read it one more time. I don't think I know the answer, but maybe something will hit my head.
Fair enough.
Hold on. Where's a brick? Hold on.
No moments are given for that. In Tolkien's words,
I get a minute and a half.
Yeah, you do. After I ask the question, in Tolkien's word, what inspired the two trees, Laurelian and Telporian?
Yeah. Let me find something to hit my head.
Those are the two trees given during the time of the trees.
Yeah, and the actual question though is what inspired those? What inspired Tolkien to use those trees?
Exactly.
The episode where Jam Sully calls Austin every name under the sun, where did that come from?
He's been calling you everything.
Who would have thought I would have called you whatever I wanted to?
So, I'm actually thinking this is also going back into mythology. Different mythology and everything. I don't know names offhand for many religions, because I mean it'd be easy for me to just say something like Norse, but I don't know that familiar, so I'm not going to go with that. So what inspired him for that, I would say, was the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. We'll go with those.
Ooh, those are good choices. I like those choices.
I know it's wrong, but
No, but those are good choices. Honestly, they really are. Unfortunately, the answer is no. If any of us remember our Greek mythology, this came down.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, and I loved your thought process. By the way, Jacob, is because
wrong name, but okay.
Yeah, so this is not just me. This is the night. This is the night that Jam Sully calls everyone the wrong name, not just me.
No, his name is always Jacob. All right, that's what I have him in my phone. It's gonna maintain that.
Even though you're wrong.
Yeah, change it. You are wrong. That's my cousin. I know his name.
Yeah, no, and it's the same way that. Never mind. Anyways, it is Alexander the Great. You remember, guys? You guys.
Wow.
You guys remember, yes, when he went and taught. When he went to India and he met the two trees.
No, I don't remember this, but okay,
See, Proton, I thought the same thing. It's Yggdrasil that I thought.
Yeah.
And that was my answer, but I was completely fucking wrong.
Most people did, and that's the reason I chose that question, is because I'm like, everyone knows that Tolkien chose Norse mythology, but not for this moment. It was the one time that he chose a different mythology.
Greek mythology. Wow.
What was it again in Greek mythology? Just so that way I can say, fuck that.
The trees that Alexander met in India.
Yes, it is the tree of the sun. It is the tree of the sun and the moon. And during that time period, there was one tree that was golden and one tree that was silver. The golden tree, if you were Indian, spoke to you during the sun time period.
You say it was Greek. Alexander the Great wasn't Greek. He was Macedonian.
He was, but the story from where this comes from is Greek. And when he was in India, specifically, when he's talked to the oracle for this, or the priest, it was one tree was gold and one tree was silver. The golden tree was if you were Indian, it spoke to you if you were Indian during the daytime, and if you were Greek, it spoke to you during the time of night. It's this really stupid random thing, but he liked
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I just want to go ahead and say, Mr. Host, not to like interrupt you, but Cyrac, remember the rules of the game show is that the host is right even if he's wrong. So you can have, and I can have, as many qualms with the questions, but it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. It's just one of those moments that I thought was interesting, that he really liked the fact that it was a quote unquote Greek mythology, which is the reason I chose Greek is literally because that was his wording in a interview.
Cyrac, you hold the board.
Yes, you do.
Tolkien for 400.
Tolkien for 400. Let's go for it. All right. Tolkien for 400. Tolkien once said, but that seems, well, I suppose, more like an allegory of the human race. What was he talking about?
Wait, what? Repeat that?
Wow. Okay. What a question.
It's a crazy sentence. So I will totally repeat that. Tolkien once said, but that seems, well, I suppose, more like an allegory of the human race. What was he talking about? And I will go ahead and put this whole question, because it is a weird question, in the thing.
Yeah, please, because that is a weird sentence to make.
Yeah, no, I had a hard time actually doing this sentence, so I will go ahead and add it for you guys. So I will start the time. I will start the time once you let me know that you have read it. And that'll be for both sides.
Got it.
Okay.
So it's an allegory for the human race.
Yes.
And he was talking about something specific.
Yep.
This answer's gonna be real stupid, I know it.
Yes, it is.
So let me turn off my brain and not think
Okay.
about it, and say
You
that
should
it.
probably think about it a little bit.
No. I'm gonna say, since he's a linguist,
Okay.
it has to be something to do with language.
Yep, I agree with that.
So I'm gonna go with. I can't think of anything.
You have 30 seconds.
Different accents because everybody's not exactly the same.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah,
All right. The answer.
you muted.
Sorry, I muted myself. The answer is no. That is not the correct answer.
All right, Austin, your turn. Let them
All
know
right.
that you read it.
Flying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Let me
back.
know.
Okay. Let me. So Tolkien once said, but that seems, well, I suppose, more like an allegory of the human race. What was he talking about? I think I'm gonna guess he was talking about Troy.
Troy? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, the fall of Troy.
All right. The answer is no. So, when Tolkien said this, he was actually talking about Frodo's perseverance and courage through the most appalling dangers.
Oh my god.
That's good. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Because you would not expect it to be.
I didn't think
dealing
it was
with
going to
the
actually.
with dealing with the
Yeah.
books itself. You would
I
think it
really
would be
didn't.
inspirations for it.
It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like it, right? Yeah, as you read it, you're like, no, that has nothing to do with the books, but it totally does.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate, but it makes a lot of sense. I can't
Alright.
believe we haven't come across a daily double yet.
So,
You guys are close. You guys are close, honestly. You've been bouncing around.
let's go with, what have we done in weapons and baubles?
Weapons and baubles.
I think
Alright.
1 and 6.
That's all.
Excuse me.
That's all we've gotten so far. Is
All right,
1
let's go
and
with weapons
6.
and baubles for 500.
All right. Hey, this is actually a daily double. And that's not because we
Woo!
talked about it, but it is actually a daily double that I set up because I didn't think you guys were going to get it.
Right on.
All right.
Is there any extracurricular to go with it, like a picture?
Oh man, I really wish I could.
You can't be fun? Come on, I did a picture for mine.
I didn't send one to him, so I'm sorry. All right. What was the Witch King's ring called?
Hold on, wait. Before you ask the question, you're supposed to have Cyrek either
choose. Yes.
But yeah,
So,
better amount of score or double score.
Yes.
Which rule are you going to go under? I don't like the idea of double scores. I think you should have to bet.
I actually like what Cyrek did the other day, and that was kind of my favorite. So I'm going to do.
Do that.
You can choose the 3, which is you can double your score, you can add to your score, or you can bet all. So what do you want to do, Cyrek?
So the doubling the score of what I've picked, the category that I picked is 500. Yeah.
Yes. So it means 1,000 points.
Yeah. So the Witch King.
Wait, what are you doing? What are you choosing?
I'm gonna double the score.
Okay.
Of the
here's
question? Okay.
Yeah, the question.
Here's my problem with this: is there's no repercussions. That's why I think this is a problem, because it's like, hey, do you want to go for 500 or 1,000? And it's like, well, obviously I'm going to go for 1,000 if there's no repercussion. No. That's the rules. That's the rules that he's established. I'm just saying, going forward, I am completely against this idea of 3 options. It should be that you have to bet.
I mean, I'll leave it up to Cyrek and Pro.
No. This is how it is now.
I get it.
I'm just saying, going forward, I don't like the idea of it. But this is how it is now.
We can retool it and make it a little bit better.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can retool it later. Yep.
But that's the
All right,
rule
so-
right now, so we'll leave it at that. But that's my qualms with it.
So Cyrac has chosen to double his score, or double the score of the question
Yeah, so for 1,000 points.
for 1,000 points.
So the Witch King's ring, the name of
Yes.
it?
What is it called?
I only know it as the One Ring. Wait, no, the Witch King is completely different. The Witch King was. Oh no! Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I feel
Cyrac,
so
great
defeated.
answer.
I know that the Witch King and Sauron are two separate people.
Yes, they
Because
are.
Frodo meets the Witch King for a
But he
brief
never
minute
meets Sauron.
and never meets Sauron. Oh my god. What is the ring called? Oh my god. I cannot think of the ring's fucking name.
He's got to be out of time. Come on.
Oh yeah, I've
Judge.
got to be out of time.
He actually is sitting at 20 seconds. That's the only reason I thought I was like, oh, he's not, but he's not.
So it's not the One Ring. It is the. It's not from the Seven of Man.
8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and that's time.
I got nothing.
Yep, no answer from you means a 0. All right, so flying. What
No,
is
I
the
don't.
witch-
No, I don't. I don't get to steal from a daily double.
No, you
also,
don't, you don't.
I would not have known this one either, so it doesn't even matter.
So to answer you guys' question, the Witch King's ring is called Yuri, the Heartstopper.
I had.
Wow, no, I would have never. I would have never guessed that.
I was. So
Yeah.
no lie. I was thinking M something. It starts with an M.
That's wrong. So neither of us would have had it. Yuri the Heartstopper has nothing to do with an M.
Yuri, the Heartstopper. It's a ridiculous name, and I love it.
It's great. I absolutely love it. It's awesome. But you guys, I've only got like 10 minutes left.
All right. Well, then it is actually still again Cyrex's turn. So we'll try to get as quickly as we can through these other
Weapons
ones.
of balls for 400.
Weapons of baubles for 400. For 400, we are looking at what is the ring Aragon wears?
Are you kidding me? Another fucking ring?
It's weapons and baubles, okay?
The Ring of Gondor. Oh, final answer.
Final answer is the Ring of Gondor. That is incorrect.
Yep.
So, flying, you have a chance to steal.
Would the judges accept me describing the ring? Because I do not know its name.
Yes, we will accept describing the ring.
It's the head of a serpent covered in flowers and another serpent tangled with it, devouring the head.
All right. So
You mean
let's
an
see what happens.
Ouroboros?
Essentially. That's a good way to describe it.
The judges will accept that answer.
Yay!
The ring is called the Ring of Barahir.
Yay! So I did describe it right.
Yes, you did. You did.
Yay!
I almost didn't accept it just because of how close you were to off, but because of the ring being the way it is, the judges accepted it.
Yay!
All right, so it is flying, taking the lead. Where are
Oh
we going?
no! Oh no! I don't even remember what's left.
Oh my God! The fact that Proton says something with a B, I will accept that as an actual answer.
Come on!
He's not jumping up with you. He's not jumping up with you, but he does get 200 points.
Bro, Cyrek, how's it feel to get destroyed by the chat?
All right, so what do you want to go with?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me look at this. Okay. So who are they's gone? Um. Oh man, what's left in general knowledge?
I'm pretty sure you only guys did 100 point question in general knowledge. Let me double
Only
check that.
100?
I'm pretty positive. Yes, that's the only question you guys asked.
Okay, let's do general knowledge for 200. We'll just work our way down the board.
All right, general knowledge for 200. Where does Isildur lose the ring?
Where?
Yes.
Like the
where?
physical location on the map? Where?
Yes. Where does Isildur lose the ring? It's, by the way, the general location on the map is a really big location. That's the reason I accepted that.
Yeah. Well, it's it's technically near the river.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember because okay, so it's near the Shire, but I think it's technically outskirts of the Shire. But it's Northern Shire. But it's near the river folk of the Shire, and I think those people, well, I mean, they're considered queer, obviously, by people in Hobbiton, but they are hobbits, technically. So they're not in the Blue Mountains, but they are on the border of the Blue Mountains.
Fucking Proton over here throwing out answers left and right.
I guess I don't. This isn't right.
30 seconds.
This totally isn't right. The Shire. They're Northern Shire, between the Blue Mountains and the Shire.
The Northern Mountains between the Blue Shire. Okay, yeah. I said that wrong. But I will. This will go to the judges.
Okay. Is it Western?
I disagree with the judges entirely.
Wait, but the judges are with me?
The judges are with you.
Oh my god, I'm so lucky. I really do feel extremely lucky.
I do not agree with the judges whatsoever in this opinion. But
that's fine.
It does travel all the way to the Shire. So the answer is Jesus. All right, one second. Let me make sure I find this before I answer the question.
I'm actually going to be upset if you tell me my other thought. And as you know, but I mean, I got the answer. I shouldn't be upset either way. I got it. I get the points.
Is the Arnuin River?
Oh, okay.
Which is technically in Lothlorien, but Lothlorien's river for the Arnuin River travels all the way to the Shire, which is the only reason the judges accepted you.
But it goes beyond the Shire.
It does.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason you got the answer correct. I do not.
Oh my goodness! I am so ecstatic. What was that? 200?
Okay, so yes. So,
woo!
What's your next question?
Keep it going. 300.
Oh, hey! Actually, add 200 towards to Proton. He didn't spell it right, but it is technically the right pronunciation of the word.
And how many did Austin get?
He 200. Also got 200.
Yeah. I agree with that. Proton gets 200 for that.
But it's not the right pronunciation or spelling, but if you pronounce it in that way, it is that.
That makes sense to me. But I want to. What category are we in?
Whatever category you want, because
general knowledge. General knowledge. 300.
All right. General knowledge for 300. What mythological power does Gandalf claim to wield?
The flame of he has the flame of Urador? The flame of yeah. That.
Urador? Whatever you just said?
Yeah, the
Alright.
flame of Arundor.
I am going to go ahead and say the answer is eh.
Ugh.
So we have Cyrek up for the steal.
Yep.
What flame does Gandalf claim to wield?
What flame?
Flame?
Well,
Yes, that's
essentially,
a question.
What power does Gandalf claim to wield?
Huh. Well, it's a flame.
So you should have gone to the judges.
No, you are correct. You are.
For
We'll move on for a second.
my pronunciation might be wrong.
No, we'll go to the judges on anybody else at this moment because you technically did not pronounce it right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My pronunciation might have been wrong, but the judges should declare it. I know what I'm talking about. I just can't say it.
All right, fine. Before you answer, I will go to the judges real fast. All right.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. So we're going to the judges. That is not the correct answer.
All right, fine. Stupid judges that gave me the river, but won't give me a way more specific answer than I've answered.
He has. I'm trying to remember. He mentions it in Two Towers that he has it. And
He
it's
also
whenever he's
mentions
coming.
it in the first. Go ahead. Sorry.
He mentions that he used it to fight the what's it called?
Balrog.
The Balrog, yeah. The flame of
Whenever this answer is done, you should give Proton 300 points.
Yeah, I just checked the chat. Yeah, he got it spot on.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been making sure that I see that there's like a notification.
Don't look at the questions because you're not allowed to.
Unfortunately, though, after this one, I do have to call it a night. And if we can save where we're at in this, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Wait a minute. Wait. The flame of Arnor. No.
I will have to go to the judges. But I believe you are technically correct. So I will go to the judges. They will roll for you. All right.
I just that's all I fucking remember.
You're close, but you're not closer than I was. So if the judges rule in your favor, I'm gonna be pissed off at these judges.
The judges said no.
Okay, good judges.
Correct.
Good freaking judges. At least they didn't give it to either of us.
Nope. The only reason is because this is a comic quote, and a quote that a lot of people who don't watch Lord of the Rings actually do know.
Exactly.
It is the Fire of Arnor. So if you want to get the specific answer, the specific answer is Gandalf claims to wield. He is the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor.
But you just said Proton was right, and he said Udun, Udun.
Well, if you actually look at his full answer, which is why I gave him the points.
Let me go back. Oh, wielder of the flame of Arnor. Darkfire will not avail you. Because Flame of Udun is referring to the Balrog.
Exactly.
I forgot. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I gave him the.
I jumbled some of the. I jumbled it.
Yeah. We both messed up. Okay. Good job, judges. I appreciate your call on that.
That's the only reason I didn't give you guys the answer.
Yeah, Balrog is the flame of Udun.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Okay.
You all were close.
It's been a lot of fun.
All of you. Yeah,
and
so
if you want to keep watching that stupid video without me, you can. But I have to call it a night, unfortunately.
I've got to call it a night as well, but we can pick it up another time.
I agree with that, and I'm willing to do that.
So
can we
just
mark down the scores and the questions? Not the questions specifically, but which questions have been done. I know we're done with one category. I was trying to drill through another, so that we would be like, both of those are just done. But yeah, and good job, Proton, coming in second place. We're about halfway through the quiz. I really look forward to the next part. This was definitely a lot of fun.
All
I
right,
wish I had
before we
more time.
Before we end, I will have to ask all participants to not look up anything Lord of the Rings other than the book you are reading at this moment in time.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. So I can keep reading through Fellowship.
Yes. Whatever book
Okay,
of
thank
Lord of
you.
the Rings you are in, you can totally keep going through. You can even
Thank
look
you.
up
I probably won't because I'm kind of distracted by Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy at the moment.
Great. Dude, I would totally do one of that one as well because I love that series.
It's good. It's really good. Next thing I'm gonna do, which I told Proton earlier.
Watching the movies?
Well, I watched the movie and I read the first book, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to the radio play, and then I'm gonna continue the book series after that.
All right. If you do that, you probably will get most of my questions if you guys actually go through all of them because I freaking love that series.
Ah, I didn't know you loved that series. That's awesome. That's something
Yes.
we're definitely gonna have to talk about in the future.
That's one of my favorite series that I've ever read. I was
Proton,
like, what?
Proton and I were talking about it at the beginning of this stream. We were talking about Hitchhikers.
Dude, it's a great book. It's a great series, honestly.
It's a great series. Yeah, I've read a little bit of the sequel to Hitchhikers. The coffee shop beside the sun, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. But if you have read the series, it's a great series. So if you go through it,
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
That. Bye.
Bye, guys. Great series. Read them. We will do this
Later.
another time. Later.